Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few. Who can compare with Ronnie Q? So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie Q. I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Grand rising, grand rising. Oops, hold on. What's going on? What's good? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Auntie Donna. Hello, Six. Thank you guys for being here. Can you please hit the thumbs up button on your way in? I appreciate you guys for being here. Okay, let me see. Let me remove my kitty catty. Hold on one second. What is this? Okay. So, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate you guys for being here. What am I? Black History Month. Let's do our Black History. I have two little things for Black History that I would like to share. One is about, I didn't know about this part of Austin, Texas. It's it's kind of a, we've heard these stories about gentrification of Black areas so many times, but I wanted to share this story of what's going on in, I can't remember north, south, east, or west Austin, but where gentrification has gone on. Hold on one second. One second. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Let me remove, I think I need to remove my banner first so you guys can see. Okay, here we go. And the name of this is a developer buys 20 properties on a historically Black street. One developer bought up 70 of these properties. So let's see, they never see the value in us, but they always see the value in things, owning things. Let's see what happens.
There's Grant Chapel AME. That was my church where I was born and baptized. We haven't been here since 1998. You look at it and you're glad that it's still standing and that it's being useful and not being torn down. That's the best thing that I like is that it's still standing. My mother was teaching in Luling, Texas, when this space became available. She quit, retired from her job, drew down her retirement, and gave it to Dad to purchase this business, this building. Now, when he named it the Victory Grill, because it was 1945, Victory over Japan was the headline. And that's why it's called the Victory Grill. A lot of times it was nieces, nephews, cousins, uncles of the family who were waiting tables and working the bar and what have you. So it was truly family. It was a cornerstone. This was the place, the first thing to open, the last one to close at night. Daddy was real picky, or not picky, but he was careful that when they started the beer hours where you could sell beer until 2 o'clock in the morning, Daddy declined that. He stopped at 12 o'clock because he did not want to be responsible for anybody not going to work the next day.
Did you know that Amazon has a $50 million fund?
Hold on. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not through this part. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
2 o'clock in the morning, Daddy declined.
I apologize. So that's what I wanted you to see, that they were segregated to this 6 square miles of property, and you know, they made it their own, and now they can't have their own. So let's continue.
We could not go to the Paramount and the State theaters on Congress Avenue. We weren't allowed in there. That was not a problem. We had the Harlem Theater right there next to those places on 12th Street. We had grocery stores everywhere. We were not wanting for anything. We had everything that we needed.
There's a lot of us that have gone, but some of us are still here. We are in the way of people making money.
They have no idea as to how it was. All they know is how it is now.
I get a couple of cards every now and then, and they're still trying to ask me to buy the house where I am. I just toss them in a can. The other people who were raised up in this area, I don't know what happened to them.
Language that developers use is always, we can make this better for you.
If you've never had somebody hand you $240,000 cash, guaranteed new construction in Maine or Texas and a Kia, they're gonna jump at it because it's opportunity.
when a person is approached, like, we're offering you a lot of money for this, and it's a person in need, they're going to take it without knowing how much their property could have been in the future.
Because it's opportunity, seemingly, but not having advocacy in the community that takes that very real temptation and says, okay, you have option A, option B.
And the funny part about it, you're gonna find that woman who said don't look to see if you can take option A or B. She was on I forget, she's a councilwoman or something, and when it came time to vote if one of the largest buildings should be torn down or should they mark it as a historic building so it won't be torn down, this bitch said she voted to have it torn down and she'll vote for it to be torn down again. But she's talking all this good shit. And here's the gist of this whole situation. It's one company that came in and bought up all of these properties, and they set up a whole lot of different LLCs, so the people did not know that it was one main company buying up all of this property. And now it's full of white people.
Eureka came in, they had a bunch of different kinds of LLCs. Nobody knew that it was all one company.
I think all of the mistakes that were made early on didn't give us the opportunity to work collaboratively with this organization. That's a scar that they're really going to have to work hard to remove. 12th Street once was the heartbeat of the 6 square miles that constitute the African American Cultural Heritage District, and Eureka owns half of it. It just seemed to me like there should be some protection in place. It would seem appropriate to me that there would be some mechanism that triggered an alarm when a sensitive, vulnerable area was, having lots of sales. Any private property owner, prospector, could come in and buy what was for sale. And that's exactly what they did.
So let's be clear. Sometimes the property is not for sale, and someone comes in and just offer money for property that isn't even for sale. So this bitch really trying to act like we didn't know because the property was for sale and anybody can buy the property. But let's hear what she has to say.
If you're a man over 40 with chest fat,
let me get past this commercial. I do want you guys to see a bit of this, and then we'll keep going.
There was a demolition permit for 1500 East 12th Street. And knowing the history of 12th Street of Black Austin, we were like, this building cannot go away.
Of all of Eureka's holdings on 12th Street is probably the most historically significant that is not yet designated. It really traces the history of East Austin from being, German immigrant enclave to then later this kind of center of Black business and cultural life. This is a big one.
Good morning, everybody. I will call to order the Austin City Council for a regular scheduled meeting. It is December 12th, 2024. I'm representing the property owner of 1500 East 12th Street, who is strongly opposed to this being listed, being rezoned with a historic landmark designation.
So they get a Black man, of course, to come in and represent the property owner who is some big corporation who owns 70 of the properties, but they always will put a Black face on it. I'm against it being designated a historical place because they want to tear it down. That's a good footprint for some more modern apartments that the people who live there won't be able to afford. Let's continue.
We don't believe it meets the high bar that your policy requires it to meet. We have 2 structural integrity reports that both say this property should be demolished.
Eureka doesn't care about people. It doesn't care about East Austin. It only cares about profits.
Eureka Holding Company, which has the right to buy and sell property.
These buildings up here are important for certain reasons. You've got a barbershop with a certain characteristic and style of architecture. You've got this bottom right building, which looks like, wow, it could be any old house. No, that building was listed in the Green Book. There's history here.
And I think a lot of what we're facing today is the direct result of what has been mentioned already: benign neglect and disinvestment in a community.
Okay, so there's the one who said that, if people have the chance to know all this. Now, this is her speaking at the meeting. Yeah, notice she's not speaking at a podium. She's speaking behind a desk. Okay, so let's be clear.
And folks who showed up too late.
Folks who showed up too late. Y'all too late. But if you are a part of the city council, are we not to believe that you didn't get a heads up or notice this happening yourself, and didn't do anything to alert the community what was about to happen? I don't know. It's possible. I don't know. But she's telling them, y'all just showed up too late, and it's blight. I understand that people want something done with those horrible buildings in their neighborhood, but let's continue. In a vote of 9-2, the Austin City Council voted to designate the 1500 East 12th Street as a historic landmark.
The motion passes, and the 9 votes.
2 people were against it. This Black woman and someone else.
Pass it on all 3 readings. Thank you all.
What local historic designation does is it protects it from demolition. So Eureka cannot demolish the building now.
There were tears. It sets a precedent of how we can save our culture.
She's a council member. Okay, she's a council member. She was one of the 2 who voted against the historic designation. Now, Eureka Holdings now owns this building. So now they can get in Eureka's holding as to fix up the building, and they would have to fix it up to historic standards. Okay. Let's continue.
I and my neighbors agreed that designating that building historic wouldn't we wouldn't be able to extract the overall greatest good. We need a grocery, a community market. We need eateries. I stand on my vote. I would vote no for historic preservation again if given the opportunity. This is my community too. This is my neighborhood too. The same place you don't recognize, I don't recognize. You shouldn't have to leave your community to get a better one. And that's how I think about the redevelopment of 12th Street.
Well, as large as that building is on 12th Street, maybe you should petition that they renovate it to the grocery store. But no. That people get these jobs to represent the community, and what do they represent? Some politicians get in office of promises to protect you and your community that you live in. She tear it down.
And the opportunities that present themselves to work with the entity that is Eureka. And it's going to.
I wonder if she had any voice in any other properties that were torn down. So let's see what happened to the Victory Lounge. Let's see what happened to the Victory Lounge. You guys can peruse this. It's a lot of information, of course, that I had to skip. Here we go.
Bria would not exist. Come on. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm sorry.
You're 5 minutes away from getting.
God. You're 5 minutes away from being mad that all these commercials are in here. But I understand the commercials. Here we go.
Johnny Holmes, Basil Winifred Van Zant Holmes. drew her money down, gave it to Dad to buy this place. This is where she needs to be remembered in my family. This is special. And we know what it took, what it meant to them, how hard they worked. And for that reason, we have no plans to sell the place.
All right, so it is still. Oh, hold on. Hold on one second. It's still in her family's. They rent it out to different people. That family still owns it. She said that if the grandchildren choose to sell it, they can do so if they want to. Say so they rent it out, and let me show you how nice it is now. So this is what's going on in there now. I almost forgot this part. Here we go. They lease it to black-owned business.
We'll be gone, and it will be up to our children. They want to run it, that would be fine. But if they decide to sell it, it will be them. And then who knows? Maybe their children will want to continue their great grandfather's legacy. We always hope, but we won't know, unless we come back as a spirit. But that's what this means. We can't turn it loose because.
Okay, so that's what I wanted you guys to see. At least they are getting the potential out of the property. So, hey, Dr. Soapy. Hey, Ashton 1.0, Shantae, Elba, Aisha, Grand Rising. Yaya, Shy Girl Complex, Candy Cane. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, so one second, please. Okay, so hey, Nappy Child, Grand Rising to you as well. There's one thing. There's one more thing. You can find that link in my description box. Any videos that I share have already been added to my description box. So please go over there and check it out. So this is what else I want to share with you guys. Uh, the whole thing about Black history. We know that 45, 47 wants to take it away from us learning it. And some of us have a resistance to knowledge, a resistance to learning, even about the greatness of ourselves. It's ignored on a large scale by our own Black people. We have our own Black people who say stupid shit like Black people have done the worst thing to them than other races of people. I guess they really don't know their history, or they just speak of themselves as an individual and ignore the things that are being done to them in the present time, which has them in their present conditions. So, you can't teach a fool. You just can't teach a fool. But what I notice is the reason that they don't want us to know our history, while they want to belittle us and not teach our children that are coming up our history, because they fear us. That's just my opinion. I feel that they fear us because why? Because they know our history. And them knowing our history is the thing that makes them don't want us to know our history, because they know better. They know all of the bullshit that they putting out is bullshit. So let me share my screen with you. This professor talking about our history. Let me share my screen. Here we go. I'm using this for in fair use for teaching. I'm using this for in fair use. Hold on, I hit on the wrong thing. Uh-oh, hold on. Here we go. Uh-oh. Let me find it again. Here we go. This is what I wanted to share with you guys. I'm using this for fair use. I'm from Galveston, and we have so much history here. I'm using this under the 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Disclaimer, copyright allowance for made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, and teaching and scholarship research. So I'm just going to use it for the teaching that is done about our history in this video. I'm not going to play the whole
the result
video
of certain policies, because here's what's interesting about that area that we now like to call the ghetto. The reality is the ghetto was created, and public housing in particular was created not for poor black people. It was created for poor white people. And in fact, for the first several years of public housing, people of color couldn't even get into public housing projects. They were essentially segregated by race. Only poor white folks could even live there. And then what happened is the government created some new programs under the FHA program, the VA loan program, later on the GI Bill program, which allowed those same white folks who had been poor and struggling to leave public housing and to leave urban areas and to hustle it out to the suburbs where only we could live, or to the smaller towns where only we were going to be welcome. So what's interesting is that the hood became the hood because only people of color now were allowed to live there. White folks were literally being subsidized by the government to move to the suburbs. The white middle class, and make note of this, was built by government programs that underwrote those loans because those families could not have afforded a loan otherwise. They were able to get one because the government underwrote the loan and guaranteed the loan in case of default, but only for people of color.
But wait a minute.
Well, I mean, excuse me, only for white folks. People
I
of
was
color.
just going to say, not only for people. No, they did that for only for white people. That's what they call the redlining. If you don't know what redlining is, that's what redlining is. People can go out to the suburbs and buy a house, but your black ass can't go out there because you can't get a loan. So, that's the only reason you can't go out there, because they're giving loans to everybody else who they really want to be out there in the new suburbs. But now you notice that now the suburb thing has gotten old. So these ghettos, these inner cities that they used to call them, now everybody wants to be in the city. Everybody wants to be where everything is happening. Everybody wants to be close to downtown, where all the new restaurants and new this and new little jazz spots and everything. And so nobody wants to drive 30 or 40 minutes out of the city. They work in the city. They may want to, go out after they get off work. Who wants to risk driving drunk like some of these people in the B sector do after having a couple of drinks after work and driving 30, 45 minutes, an hour outside of where they work? Nobody. So now what do? They do what they did in our last video. So and then only then do you get businesses coming back, and not small businesses. You get big box stores coming back into the city. Then all of a sudden you get a Target. Then all of a sudden what pops out up first? Whole Foods. Then all of a sudden you can get businesses to come into those communities. So it is what it is. That's how it works. I'm just talking.
by and large, couldn't get in on any of that. So white folks were able to move, people of color were not.
And where are these black people that they're buying up property from? Where are they moving them to? I know Lamert Park in it's a suburb in Los Angeles. It's down from Baldwin Hills. Baldwin Hills is about Black Beverly Hills, but Lamert Park was just strictly black people. Working class black people. They had a couple of projects down there. They had the where Denzel Washington was in that movie. I Am King Kong. What was that movie? Y'all know the movie I'm talking about. I know that street. That was called what was that called? That was a blood area, and that was the jungle. That was called the jungles, where the apartment scenes were. Those apartments were like really old apartment, and those apartments were huge. They were huge, but didn't nobody want to live in the jungle because that's where the crackheads was running around. That's where a whole lot of shit was going on. But those were Section 8 apartments, and they were huge. You hear me? Huge apartments. Okay, so a girl who used to braid my hair lived in the jungle, and shit, it was just like, we got to do my hair early because I ain't gonna be out here after dark. I'll come back if I gotta stay. I'm coming back after dark. Yeah, so they were huge apartments. That's how I know. So now they have turned these apartments into condos. And it makes sense. And now they're worth over $800,000 for one condo in these old apartment buildings because we can't live there. But where do we live? In places they send them out of the Los Angeles County. Places like Palmdale, places like Victorville, all these buttfuck places in the Antelope Valley, in Moreno Valley. Well, Moreno Valley, they do. I don't know about Moreno. San Bernardino, all of these places where they send the Section 8 people out. Get away from the city. Get away. Be at least 1 hour away on a good day of traffic. So that's what they do. Okay.
Certain neighborhoods deteriorated economically, other neighborhoods went up in value. At the very same time, the government was doing what they called urban renewal, which meant they came through Black neighborhoods and Latino neighborhoods, and they built interstates right through the heart of the community, right? Knocking down Black homes, Black apartments, knocking down Black-owned businesses all around the country. Between 1950 and 1970, about 1 in 5 apartments or houses lived in by Black folks was knocked to the ground for economic development purposes, even though people of color couldn't benefit from almost any of that economic development. So that's how.
Exactly. Let's continue.
Our communities come to look the way they look. But if we don't know that, and if I don't tell my daughter that, but maybe let's say I don't tell her because I don't know. What if I don't know the history? What if I don't do this work and therefore don't know the answer? What do you think?
Hold on, let me get past this commercial. Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second. What in the world? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what in the world, why I got two. I'm gonna close that out. and I'm gonna open it back up. I apologize. I am like, why is it two of me up there and two of this and two of that? I hope you guys heard all that talking that I was doing. Okay, let me get it back up for you guys. I apologize. And then I'll see what you guys are saying before I continue. Hold on, let me get my spot. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I am lost to where I was. Okay, here we are. Okay, I'm back. Let me see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Dr. Sophie, your parents were blessed. If that's what happened, Ashton, I'm speaking of what I saw and experienced. Okay. Hey, the cynical one. Grand Rising. Hey, Very Carey. Grand Rising to you. Hey, Madison. Thank you for being here. Okay, I forgot to put my goals. My goals are always, if you have learned something, please, you can donate to a goal. My goal is to teach you something or to share something with you that you didn't know. So uh, let's say I'll put it at a low number of goals, 5 goals. If 5 people, if you learned something uh, new in this show, um, you can give me a goal. Okay, here we go. I'm start my goals. Okay. Okay, so let me see what you guys have to say about that. I don't see any comments. Shant. Uh, okay, I don't see any comments. I let me see what Dr. Sophie was talking about. Housing crisis was because of them. Don't forget that story that I gave about that old black woman who lived in. I always have a hard time remembering. Was it North Carolina, Hinton Head, who they were trying to buy up her house real cheap because some big developer had bought up all the land and a lot of people, black people, had sold their property. Come to find out, it was a big developer who wanted her land. So what they did was they tried to undersell her for her land, and she wouldn't sell. And then they tried to get the elected officials to throw her out and have the land designated as I was going to say fair use. What is they were trying to get her out of her land by eminent domain and all types of shit. And then it blew up. They tried to do the same thing. They said the corner of her porch impeded on a piece of their land, so therefore they tried to have her whole house demolished. So the house is standing. She spent her last days. She passed away, and it wasn't until after she had passed away that a judge ruled that the land developer was not going to get her house, could not buy her house, could not do anything to her house. But unfortunately, she was in her 90s when they started coming at her. And this is how she had to live her last days. Of course, they was undercutting the offers that she had that they gave her to buy her home. Of course. So, it's the oldest trick in the book. It happens up until today. So that's what I'm talking about. In med school, they are able to use American Express to pay for school. Wow. Everything was created for them until blacks started to use it. Policies changed. Yes, exactly, Dr. Soapy. He needs to be careful. That tongue casts spells. He has done it twice on the campaign. He will not be seen as a martyr. Who is he? What he are you talking about? 45, 47? Who are you talking about, Soapy? I was late trying to fix my oatmeal. Be specific about he and trying to be a martyr. A martyr. A martyr. A martyr. Let me see. Thank you, Aisha. I appreciate your support. Hey, Detach, how are you doing? You remember that? Yeah. So it's the oldest trick in the book. That's all what I'm saying. Thank you, Stomp Down. Grand Rising. I appreciate your support. At work, keep up the good work. I try. Hey, Brixton Babe. How you doing? Hey, Tay Babe Forever. That land was in her family for generations. Yes, and it stayed right there in her family. Is still in her family. So, 40. You're talking about 45, 47. Hello, character, Grand Rising. There were no unaliving attempts. And he recently said something about those attempts that made me like, he recently they tried to do this to me twice, but these were your people. So how is it Democrats tried to do this to you twice when these were your people? Are we forgetting that? And have you noticed how come there has not been any updates about the man who was waiting on at the golf course? Have you heard any updates about? Have you seen his preliminary hearing? Any of these things? If it was really all that, how come you heard no updates about them? Because things that you don't hear updates about, the people get away with, kind of like in the what is his name? Oh my God, Ahmad. What was Ahmad? What was Ahmad? Was it Ahmad Aubrey? What was his name? Oh my God, I'm having a mind fart. The one who got unalived by the hillbilly father and son. What was his name again? Dominique Devereaux. He was a paid actor. Dominique Devereaux is saying, but I'm just being for real. Ahmad Aubrey. Okay, so like for instance, in his case, they finally arrested the DA for covering it up. So these the father and the son and the neighbor, they've been in jail a good 2-3 years, and now why was it last week or so that they decided to drop all the charges against the DA who wanted to cover the whole thing up in the first place and told the officers don't arrest them on the spot? But see, you see, they think you forget about all of this. Just hush, hush. Keep on going. Go on about your business. And a lot of people get off. Ronnie Q, do you remember the young black guy that let those white people? Wait a minute. That let those white people live with him on his farm, and they stole his farm, and they died in that private plane. No, I remember that story because the black dude was not that young, not that old. He was like, I say somewhere under 35 years old. Is that what the black dude you're talking about? I didn't hear about them a private. They stole his farm and they died in that private plane crash last weekend. No, I didn't hear about that. When people want to get you, they JFK, King, Malcolm X, hell, they got Reagan. No, not that, but they not really. Reagan, he was a real person. A real unstable genius. He was in love with Jodie Foster. He had thought he had a chance with Jodie Foster, so they just gave him access in. They just gave him access to him. Grand Rising, Charlie. They said the DA was crying profusely and pushed her hair behind her ear. Shut up, Sundown. And pushed her hair behind her ear with her index finger after the judge dropped all of the charges against her. She stated she will pray for his family. Well, how grand of her. At least she's going to pray for the family. Shut up. Grand Rising, Jill. Okay, so let me get back to this man who's teaching history. So we left off with, he said, so if I don't know this to tell my daughter, what is she going to think of black people, why they are in the condition that they're in? If nobody put all of this, the pieces together. And he talks about how generational wealth was started years and years and years ago. And why you see the difference in the lack of generational wealth for people of color. Okay, let me share my screen with you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Here we go. Okay.
By definition, we've never lived in isolation from one another. We've always lived in families and tribes and communities, nations, right? If you ever meet someone who's actually a rugged individual and hasn't been raised in a social context, you need to get the hell away from that person. They would be like a feral animal, right? They would be wild. It'd be like being raised on an island by a porpoise. They wouldn't even know how to have language. They'd probably try to eat you because they wouldn't understand there's like a...
This rugged individual thing, that has been repeated by Pete Drunk Seth, the new Secretary of State, and 4547, saying that they need rugged individuals, which neither of them are. But let's continue. That's why he's using that point, I assume. I don't know the rugged individual thing, but I'm just telling you where I know it from. Them saying that they need rugged individuals. Let's continue.
Against that, right? You need to get the hell away from anybody who's actually a rugged individual, because there are no such thing. And certainly, let me just say this, if you inherited $200 million from your daddy's real estate empire, you sure as hell are not a self-made anything or a rugged individual. You might want to write that shit down. So there is no rugged individual anything. We're all social beings. Some have had opportunity, others have not. Unless we're honest about that, unless we're willing to have a conversation, we end up misleading ourselves and we can't understand what we're seeing. And then if we can't understand it, we're not going to fix it, right? We're not going to fix the disparity in housing if we don't understand where it came from. So if the data says, and it does, that white folks on average have 15 times the net worth of black folks, 13 times the net worth of Latino folk, right? We just assume, well, we must have worked harder. Is that right? That's interesting because actually the black folks and brown folks have done some of the hardest work in this country ever since the country was founded. Were it not for the labor of African descended peoples, there would be no country at all. In fact, it was my family, white slave owning family in the South that got black folks to do all the hard work because we were lazy asses and didn't want to work at all. White folks in the South on the plantation used to want to sit on the porch and drink mint juleps and have carriage rides rather than work, while black folks did all the real labor. And yet we decided that black folks are lazy, which I find fascinating.
Now, I find it fascinating as well. This is my country. Go back to where you from. Go back to where you from. They'll tell black people that same shit. We built this country. This is my country. This is America. This is America. Like, are you kidding me? Are we both going to pretend like you don't know that my ancestors built this motherfucker? I don't know who they think they be talking to. I think that some of us may feel unworthy, may feel belittled by these ignorant motherfuckers saying that to you. And you're not empowered because you know not of who or what you are. Because they don't want, you haven't been taught your history. You've been taught a little sliver of your history, not the real gist of what your real history is. And you have not been taught to have pride in who you are and what you and your ancestors has contributed to this country. And this man says it. This man says it for exactly what it is. But you don't hear a lot of you. When the last time you heard somebody say that black people were not lazy? Let's go back to that little caveat. Okay.
For the labor of African descended peoples, there would be no country at all. In fact, it was my family, white slave owning family in the South that got black folks to do all the hard work because we were lazy asses and didn't want to work at all. White folks in the South on the plantation used to want to sit on the porch and drink mint juleps and have carriage rides rather than work, while black folks did all the real labor. And yet we decided that black folks are lazy, which I find fascinating. Right. And then people write to me and say, well, these black people, they're just taking all the jobs. OK, which is it, Precious? Because it can't be both. People of color can't take all the jobs and be lazy. I don't ask much of racists because I expect very little, but you cannot be lazy and take all the jobs. Are we at least clear on that? Like if you took all the jobs, you were like the opposite of lazy. If you are indeed lazy, you probably did not even take one job, let alone.
But your DEI, when you do get the job, you're not qualified for the job. Let's continue.
All of them. So I just need racists to get their damn story straight. That's all I ask. I just don't like moving targets. That's all. Right. But if I don't tell my daughter the truth, she defaults to the position of the culture, and then she can't understand what the problem is. The same is true with policing. You can't understand the Black Lives Matter movement and the importance of it if you don't know the history and the relationship between law enforcement and black and brown peoples. If you understood that history, you wouldn't ask one question about why this movement is necessary and why it's righteous. If you knew that history, but you don't know it, and it's not your fault. You weren't supposed to know it, and nobody taught it to you, right? So you don't have to know that modern policing traces back to slave patrols, that black folks.
I'm not on this Black Lives Matter stuff. You got ignorant niggas It's like Black Lives Matter. I'm not on this Black Lives Matter stuff. Right here, I've heard this in the sector. I have heard this in this sector. For motherfuckers who can't figure out how to navigate life without going to jail, no less. Go figure.
Folks' first experience with law enforcement was having, you know who? Working class and poor white folks on horseback going around keeping black folks in line on behalf of the rich master that owned all the property. That sounds a lot like modern policing, because ain't no rich people policing, right? It's working class folks who are out there protecting the property of rich people.
What did I say? What did I say? I said that earlier. Property. They care about property. Let's remember when the confirmation for the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth was going on. One of the questions was, would you obey an unlawful law order like 4547 gave the last defense secretary to pow at the peaceful protesters that were standing in front of the White House? And you know what Hegseth said? Proclaimed, well, I was there, and I saw the people jumping over fences, and they were setting the church on fire. Like, of course, don't you know? They were doing criminal offenses against property, and he refused to say that he would not have taken that illegal order to pow protesters in upon 4547's command. And that's who has gotten the job. Let's be clear. This wasn't about they were beating up people and nothing. He was talking about property. Let's continue.
People against the depredations of poor people. That's what modern policing is, and it traces back. And we know that's what modern policing is, by the way, because we will lock you up for 10 years for $100 worth of food stamp fraud. But if you take $12.5 trillion on Wall Street, 20% of the net worth of this country, you will not do 1 day in jail.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's kind of similar how the richest man in the United States is steadily giving himself contracts while he's talking about taking Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, food stamps from the poorest people who have to try to survive on these things. Kind of like that. Kind of like in that hearing, they talked about one of his contracts he got. How much does that contract garner him to live per day? How much could he live off of that contract? What would it be? Add up to $8 million a day for one of his contracts. And then they asked him, how much does the average person living on Social Security, what do they live on a day? $65 a day. But the one who has government welfare himself, actual government welfare, whereas Social Security is something that you paid into, but the motherfucker who getting the government welfare telling you that is so much waste, fraud, and abuse in it, he's they're letting him go ham and don't even know exactly what he is doing. Okay, so let's continue. Claude, I see Claude in here. Claude, my deepest condolences go out to you and your family. Good morning. Yeah, this man is talking talk, but I guarantee you when it comes to our reparations, he won't do ish. I trust absolutely none of them. I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't heard him speak on reparations, but I'm talking about the fact that they don't want us to know and celebrate our history because they know our history. This is my point. I get what you're saying about the reparations. There's never money for reparations because we got to give all our money to millionaires and billionaires, and we got to cut their taxes so they don't have any tax debt like we have tax debt. So, obviously, where would they get the money from? Would they tax the rich? Would they tax the earned income credit that they hand down to their children, and then they turn around and have the nerves to say, "Well, we already paid taxes on that money." No, the person who made that money paid taxes on it, but the person he gave that money has not paid their taxes on their portion of that money that they're getting for themselves to keep their generational wealth going. Now, is that the earned income? I think that is the earned income. Yeah. Is that? No, it's not the earned income. It's the other tax. Oh my God. It's the tax that I'm not familiar with because I ain't getting millions of dollars. What is that tax credit that they fought so hard so you didn't have to when you left your kids money or relatives money, that they don't have to pay tax on it again because they say taxes have already been paid by the person who made the money. And 9 times out of 10, y'all ain't making the money. You know who's making the money? The money, who making the money for these rich motherfuckers? The motherfucking workers that they don't want to pay. That it never trickles down to. So that the trickle down theory don't make them live a decent lifestyle without having to get a second job just to get some health insurance and all this type of shit. Is Jeff Bezos is his money trickling down? Is it trickling on some big ass fucking huge ass heart shaped diamonds on that fucking Lauren Sanchez neck? The motherfucking diamond heart bigger than a 50 cents piece sitting up on her chest while she's sitting up at the inauguration with a vest on and a bralette, and Mark Zuckerberg is over there looking at her titties in the middle of the inauguration because she got them all squeezed up and stuffed up in a bra in the front of her blazers open from them big hard rock titties. The Amazon delivery guy got to have a water bottle to piss in to make sure that he meets his quota so he won't get fired, because God knows they don't have no union to make sure that they have decent work rules and standards. But they put money to these people who make sure that they don't get a union to have good work rules and standards. And that's how they like it. And let's not forget that Musk is has totally dismantled the labor board. The labor board that makes sure that if your employer is going against their work standards, that they get fined. So that was, and you know that he has many cases about Black people finding nooses in allegedly in his Tesla plants and being called the N-word like it's their real name allegedly in his Tesla plants. So of course, all of these agencies that most of the agencies that he's dismantled have complaints about him. His company, whether it be SpaceX or the Tesla company. But is it really about big government? But he's steadily getting contracts, a $400 million dollar contract for that Tesla truck. They can't even get out of 7 inches of snow, and they're saying that they're buying them for the military. I went a little too far. I ain't have to say all that. Okay, let's continue.
So we know that law enforcement has got nothing to do with enforcing the law. It's got nothing to do with good people and bad people, lawbreakers and the law abiding. It only has to do with controlling certain people. And black and brown folks know who those certain people usually are because it's always been them. See, black folks know that it was cops who were involved in race riots and racial terrorism against black communities for the first 50 years of the 20th century. You didn't learn about that in class either, and that's not your fault. It wasn't taught. But in fact, every single year, just about from 1900 all the way to the 1930s, 1940s at least, there were race riots where white folks would just go into black communities, burn them to the ground, bomb them from the air, like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, rip people out of their homes, beat them in the street, and police sat by, watched it happen, and participated. That doesn't mean that every cop in the modern era is like that, but it means that black folks can be excused for being not so clear on the decency of police in their communities because there's a history there. It was police who dragged black folks and white allies off of those sit-in stools at lunch counters in the South to enforce segregation. See, when your job is to enforce the law, and for most of American history, the law was against you as a people, then enforcing the law means you are the first line of oppression. People of color know that history and need to be excused when they don't just get over it because that continues. How do we know it continues? Very easy. We know from the data on racial profiling that black folks are twice as likely as white folks to be stopped and searched for drugs, even though white folks are more likely to have drugs on us on the occasions that we're searched.
Okay, so everybody always want to pretend like they don't know this shit. And even when they find drugs on them, they'll pour it out or whatever. Let's go to the prosecution being over prosecuted. How many cases have you seen on YouTube when the cop comes in and has absolutely nothing, is absolutely in the wrong, and then they trump well, what are you going to charge him with? Resisting arrest. But you have nothing to arrest them for. So how could they resist an arrest when you don't have a foundational cause for an arrest in the first place? How many people have gone to jail for resisting arrest as the sole charge? That ought to be against the law. I know some jurisdictions have made you cannot have a standalone resisting arrest charge as the only charge. You have to be under arrest to resist arrest. So what are you under arrest for? It makes no sense. They trump up charges. We know what it is. Okay, let's continue. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nothing. Y'all's just speaking. I'm in and out. Okay, Carrie. Okay. So, hey, clicking a view. Money buy anything, cars, shoes, and boobs. And big diamond heart pendants. Her and Melania must get along really well. I bet they exchanged a lot of stories. She looked like what she was. Well, she was actually on the a morning news show. Lauren Sanchez, did she take over the weather? I think she did take over the weather from another bimbo, Jillian Barbary. You guys remember she had several shows. She had a dating show back in the day. Oh, trashy looking white chick who tried to just like really overreach in the cultural appropriation of blackness. I'm down and I'm this and I'm that and all of this old. Anyway, so she took over as the weather girl, if I'm not mistaken. And her first husband was Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, I found out recently. So that's who Jeff Bezos. I don't know. They haven't said anything about their wedding. The last I heard that they were just engaged, but then they were saying they were calling her his wife. I didn't hear about them getting married, either his wife or fiance. So that's where she comes from. She, I heard they said that Gavin Newsom didn't leave her with much. So she came up this time. No, let's continue. Okay, so I'm going to let him finish this segment.
White folks use drugs and sell drugs at the same or higher rate than black folks and Latinos. And yet it is black folks and Latinos who in any given year make up 85 to 90% of the people who get arrested and incarcerated for a drug offense. See, people of color know that. And if we don't understand when black folks rise up and say Black Lives Matter. Well, what do you mean? All lives matter. Yes, sweetheart, I know they do. Yes, they do. And that is a totally irrelevant and unnecessary point to make. You see, you don't have to say all lives matter. We take that for granted. What we've never accepted in this country is that black and brown life matter. You have to proclaim that which is ignored, you see? That's why we have Black History Month right now and not White History Month. We don't have to have White History Month because we got May and June and July and August. And every other month where we learn about white folks, we don't have to call it that. See how slick that is? That's how white supremacy operates. You don't have to call it White History Month. You just call it history, literature and theater and poetry and art. You don't have to racialize where it came from, right? That's what Malefiasante at Temple calls universalizing the particular, which is the hallmark of Eurocentric thought. Right? Not everybody's experience is the same. And so when certain people have been left out of all, you have to call that out by name. Because see, we've always said all, and we didn't mean it. We said all men are created equal, and we didn't mean that shit. Right? We didn't mean women, but we didn't even mean all men. We said all, and it was a lie when we said it. Right? And so in a sense, when you say...
Yeah, because they counted black people as 3/5 of a man at that point. Then saying all men are created equal. They didn't believe that. They did not believe that when they wrote that.
You say Black Lives Matter, to respond with all lives matter would be like going in a time machine back to 1971. Y'all won't remember this. Those who were students, those who were older will. Around 1970, 71, 72, the big phrase was black is beautiful, right? There was this desire to take back the...
Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Dun, dun, dun. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Come on, Dr. Sophie. That's when we had our afros, our bell bottoms. We had our afro pick with the Black Power fist on there. Yeah, that's when he ain't lying. He ain't lying.
The beauty narrative from a beauty industry, fashion industry, glamour industry that had hijacked it and denigrated black physicality and beauty, right? So folks were saying black is beautiful.
And we're right at it again. It has tripled down right over again. And it's not the black, the black people are them big lips, this, that, and the other. Look at her ass, it's all big. And now all these non-black people are going in and getting their lips and their asses and their titties all jacked up and overfilled with things. And it's the Kardashian standard. When they tried to say that Kim Kardashian made French braids look so beautiful, and they tried to coin bandeau knots as something other that they were trying to say that they were when they were done on a white model. I forget what type of hairstyle that they said, and it was straight up bandeau knots. No, you're not recreating anything when you're replicating us. It's not our fault that you don't know our history, but we know our history. So they try to change it into something else. The beauty standard is the Kardashians, when the Kardashian got their standards from the black woman. Are you kidding me? Are we serious with this shit? Okay. So the link to this is in the description box. I'm going to stop sharing it. It's the second link. It says Black History. It's a whole lot of more good things in there. Hey, Red Wings. Yes, you remember Bo Derrick's, and Bo Derrick got it from us. Yes. You mean Bo Derrick was the first white woman that you saw? Hey, naturally, like, say it loud. I'm black and my proud. You white and P.O. Good morning. Say it loud. You're white and pissed off. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so let me see. What else I would like to share with you guys. Let me go back. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. So I was talking about I came up in my little rant that I just had about oh my thumbnail. I was talking about my thumbnail. I have a hacker on the screen, and he's hacking into the nuclear arsenal. So let's be clear that this is what we have working in our government. But now you notice that they don't want to say that Elon Musk is a part of government. But all this other time, they've been telling you that he's a part of the government, and Doge is a part of the government, and but now that it's in court, now they're trying to step away from him working for the government because he has not done any of the disclosures. He has not gone through any of the background checks that a government official would have to go through, or and he has not filled out I think it's a paper of what is it? How the things that he is working on would be a conflict for him, disclosure paperwork of the things that he has put his hands in and shut off money from. Is he shutting off money and having access to his competitors' information? So he hasn't done any of this. But 45, 47 said, "Oh well, he's never told me that it's come up with him, and he told me he would tell me if there's a conflict of interest." And oh, okay, well then that's fine. Why does anybody gotta fill him out then? Come on, I'll let you know when it's a conflict of interest. Trust me. Okay, but now that the shit is in court, they don't even want to say that he's actually working for the government. Did you guys know that? Okay, so no answers. So let me continue. Um, let me see. Um, let me see. What is his role? Okay, I'm gonna share this with you. Please check this young man out. He does great videos. Let me share this. What is his? I'll get his name in a minute. No, that's not what I want. Okay, I think this is what I want. I think this is what I want right here.
And this clip right here.
Mr. President, given your concerns about corruption, you said that if there were any conflicts of interest with Elon Musk, you wouldn't let him anywhere near it.
That's right.
Doge and SpaceX employees are now working directly at the Federal Aviation Administration and the Defense Department, agencies that have billions of dollars in contracts with Musk's companies or that directly regulate his companies. How is that not a conflict of interest?
Well, I mean, I'm just hearing about it. And if there is, and he told me.
How are you just hearing about it? I mean, I'm just hearing about it. And he told me. What? Wait a minute. You said you're just hearing about it. So how could he have told you anything about it if you're just hearing about it? But let's listen.
Before I told him, but obviously I will not let there be any conflict of interest. He's done an amazing job. They've revealed, in fact, he's going to be on tonight, a big show called Sean Hannity at 9 o'clock and he's on and I'm on, and we talk about a lot of different things. And any conflicts, I told Elon, any conflicts, you can't have anything to do with that. So anything to do with.
But you just said that he came and told you, and then you told him. Let's hear what he really said. He just heard about it, but Elon came and told him, and then he told Elon. But I told. This is some bullshit.
Now working directly at the Federal Aviation Administration and the Defense Department, agencies that have billions of dollars in contracts with Musk's companies or that directly regulate his companies. How is that not a conflict of interest?
Well, I mean, I'm just hearing about it. And if there is, and he told me before I told him, but obviously I will not let there be any conflict of interest. He's done an amazing job.
There's been nothing but conflicts of interest. All of these agencies that he has shut down have investigations open on him. He's just talking. Now, he's particularly talking about this the NASA contract. He's specifically talking about the defense contracts that Musk has gotten so much welfare from. He's not talking about the investigative people who he has already went through and dismantled. If you haven't watched my videos, I'm not gonna redo some shit. It's in my videos of all the conflicts of interest in all of these agencies that he has shuttered, or so he's talking about the actual defense contract money that this welfare queen has been getting from the government. Let's be clear. He's a welfare queen, in my opinion. Let's continue.
They've revealed, in fact, he's going to be on tonight, a big show called Sean Hannity at 9 o'clock. And he's on and I'm on, and we talk about a lot of different things. And any conflicts, I told Elon, any conflicts, you can't have anything to do with that. So anything to do with possibly even space, we won't let Elon partake in that.
It's really funny how he just kind of brushes this off, because it's so ingrained in Donald Trump to find any way that he can be corrupt as well. I'm sure he's impressed with how corrupt Elon is, saying that, oh yeah, if there's conflicts of interest, of course he'll tell me about it. Literally came out during the interview right here.
Then the next step would be to add a second Neuralink implant past the point where the neuron's damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored.
Elon Musk is constantly using his fake status, I think at this point we have to call it, as a government employee to lift up his businesses. And Neuralink, which is just a crazy idea, which absolutely terrifies me, is another one he's now bringing up in this interview. He used his status as a special government employee, I guess that's what we're supposed to call him. I don't even know at this point, but to meet with India's prime minister.
No, we're not going to call him that anymore, because it's a thing in the court documents. So let's see a little something else. Okay, here we go.
Don't buy another pair of glasses and
here's a commercial. Let me get past this commercial. Okay, let's start right about here.
More of that in this clip right here.
If you remember, I told you that this was all part of a strategy to protect Musk as much as they could while he does whatever he wants. This new filing today adds confirmation about that tactic. Trump's lawyers are claiming, I mentioned the article, here's what they actually say, quote, Musk is a senior advisor to the president, not the administrator of that advisory group. Trump's lawyers...
So now he's just he's not the head of Doge. That's what they're saying in court now. Musk is just a senior advisor to the president. Musk is not the U.S. Doge service administrator. So you don't know what to call him, because they are changing. Oh, he's a government worker. How many times that they said that he works for the government, and so the Doge team works for the government. And let's remind people who's on this Doge team. Okay, let's continue.
Of that advisory group. Trump's lawyers need to claim that Musk's role is very small, that he's not doing what he's actually doing. And the reasons why matter. And remind you, we still live in a system of checks and balances, even as they are being very harshly tested. They need to claim his role is small or that he doesn't do what he's actually doing, because if the courts were to find that Musk's role was large enough and he's essentially an agency administrator or essentially a cabinet member, then the courts could force him to follow the rules of other officials, from transparency to arm's length divestment from his companies, which, knowing Elon Musk, he'd have to then choose rather than having it both ways right now. He might just choose to stay involved with Tesla and his other companies and drop this whole thing. But those kind of court orders would mean, if they were against Trump and Musk, federal officials, employees wouldn't listen to him. Right now, you've seen the push and pull of people saying, well, I guess if he has this role and he's reporting into the president, I guess they have to listen to him.
I don't know what happened. I hope they don't start doing this. Hold on.
And we haven't been tested like this, not by an outside super rich.
Oh, God, I hope they don't start. Oh, hold on 1 minute, second.
Billionaire advisor official. We know.
I apologize. I don't know why it's buffering. Here's the link to this. Ugh. Let me try.
Trump likes the spotlight, but he's done this rare.
Oh my God. It's one of those days. It is one of those days. I don't know why it's buffering like this. Let's see if we can get to Ari. No, it don't look like we're going to be able to play it. Something must be going on with my internet server. I don't know. Unfortunately, I dropped the link for you. Peruse those links that I have in my description box, because there are actually several links that I have shared with you guys in the description box. Let me try one more. Let me try one more link. I was talking about those trucks. Let me see. That they wanted to, and the deal didn't go through. They announced that the Defense Department was buying $400 million of those Tonka trucks that Elon Musk said that are bulletproof. So I hope I'm able to share this one last link with you guys, and I'm going to try. You know, the ugly Tonka trucks that sets itself on fire and all that great stuff. And also, they have shut down, they have laid off some of the major scientists and people who are working on the bird flu. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that in their rush to just cut jobs in the agencies, they don't even know what these people are tasked at doing at these agencies? So some of the main people who are working to find a way to get this bird flu under control, because you know they are not allowing for any medical medical information to be shared by the CDC, the Health and Human Services, any health organization. So, and then what these people who are highly trained people, we heard from 45, 47, are just going through and cutting. Let's not forget that they cut 300 jobs from people who who handle, who create, and who store and have specialized training with our nuclear weapons. And they just haphazardly fired a number of people, 300 heads. That's all they are to these idiots. We are supposed to believe these idiots know what they're doing. We know they don't know what they're doing. They're just cutting 300 heads and didn't have a way to get in contact with them when they found out, in fact, that these are specialized people who guard our nuclear warheads. And didn't have a way to contact them to give them their jobs back. They can just willy-nilly take jobs from people. Now, this bird flu has already transferred over to cows. And do you think that it has not transferred over to humans? We don't know, because he has put a whole blockade about medical information being dispersed. No more medical updates, no more scientific research into all of these things, and hired people from the FDA who was working. It's just crazy. And we're supposed. Let me see if I can. Where is this? Oh, wait a minute. Now, Elon Musk also said that we should be jailing the press, all type of stuff. Let me see. Okay, I need to show you guys this about who we have. I gave a whole big to do about who we have. Oh my God. I hope it don't buffer through this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Well, let me share my screen. I hope it doesn't buffer. If it buffers, I have all the links in my description box. Plus, I have given a description to. It's just not a thing, a link. I tried to tell you what you should expect to see in this link. So under this link, I think it's under hackers. This is labeled hackers. So let's see why I labeled this hackers. And I'm not going to be able to play it. I don't know.
The curious case of Matt.
Oh, God. I apologize, people. I can't reboot my whole computer.
Okay, so I just mentioned this earlier, but I do want to take a deeper look at the.
Well, go through the links. Check out the links. I gave you links.
Okay, so I just mentioned this earlier, but I do want to take a deeper look at the.
Okay. This is not my day. I think my time is up here. Oh, but who noticed yesterday? Did anybody notice yesterday? Oh, wait a minute. I know. Wait a minute. Let me see. Hold on. No, my whole computer is tripping. It's just not the links. Did anybody, was anybody, let me see. Since I'm done with my links, I'm going to tell you some of the things. If you go in the description box, some of the things I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about them yesterday, and then I had to go back through and re-put all these links in because I didn't go live yesterday. For some reason, my links had disappeared. I wanted to talk about that statement that 47 made. Hey, Miss Toby. And like I say, my links are labeled. I wanted to talk about that statement that he made. He who saves his country does not violate any laws. So I wanted to talk about that he feels like he actually came out and said he's saving his country because several judges have ruled against him. So now we're going to say that he's saving his country. Saving his country from what? From what was his country at risk of? What are you saving your country from? You're actually isolating your country to have to be saved, but nobody's going to be there to save us the way you're treating our allies in the European Union and NATO. So who is he saving our country from? That's what I want to know. And does not violate any law. So we know that the Supreme Court said that he can do whatever he chooses to do that is within his presidential powers, and he cannot be charged with a crime. So that's a dangerous set of circumstances that we definitely have. So what else do I have in here that I have? That is under the dictator. What is his role? That is Elon Musk. Them saying that Elon Musk is a part of the government, but no, he's not a part of the government since these trials are these judges want to know how come if he is a part of the government, why haven't he gone through the vetting that every other person at any type of level or at the level that they have given him clearance to, how come he hasn't gone through all the background checks and all the confidentiality agreements and all the conflicts of interest paperwork? How come if he's a part of the, but now, oh no, he's not, he's just an advisor. He's not even over Doge. He's not over Doge. Okay, then I have one. Ukraine has no seat at the negotiations. I told you, I believe it was Monday, that Zelensky said that he had not been invited to these talks that they're having over in Saudi Arabia about how to end the war. If you didn't see my video on Monday, you would definitely need to catch up on that video, because that was a good video. I played with you where Zelensky 4547 said that somebody is on their way over to the Ukraine now with a paper for Zelensky to sign that he has to pay back our 300, was it 300? I think he said 300 billion. $300 billion that we gave him for the war. Well, actually, that was done prior to you being in office, and that was him paying it back wasn't a catalyst for the reason why he received the money. So therefore, in hindsight, you cannot come into office and say the previous money that you did not give him has to be paid back. And that's what he said. And then he changed it to 500 billion that Zelensky would have to pay the US back. Now, how the U.S. get all of this money to pay all of these other nations or whatever, and you can't even believe these numbers that he give out. Let's not forget that he lied and said that they spent $50 million for condoms in Pakistan. And then the next time 4547 told the story, he said it was $100 million and they used it for bombs. But come to find out, it was $0 million because the condoms actually were a part of the aid package to Mozambique to stop the spread of AIDS. So when somebody asks Muskrat in the Oval Office, well, what do you say about you getting it wrong, saying that millions were spent to purchase condoms in Pakistan? He said, well, I'm going to get some things wrong. You know, nothing's 100%. So no apologies. When they knew they were wrong, they continued to say the wrong information. And then when he was asked point blank, he acts like, hey, it's no big deal. Well, if it's no big, how can you say 50 million and then change it to $100 million? So who knows what he's trying to get from Zelensky, but I know exactly what he's trying to get from Zelensky. See, he said that if he didn't repay them, that he wanted 50% of their mineral rights in their land because they have such good minerals in their land. So Zelensky said, ain't no way I am going to pay you any of my mineral rights. You're not getting any of our mineral rights. And he said, as far as this meeting to end the war, how are they meeting to end the war when I haven't been invited to the meeting? So it's I think it's actually Putin and a representative from the United States who are meeting and to find the conditions to which they're going to end the war. Now, let's not forget the dummy that we have in the Defense Department, Hedgewitz, the drunk. I showed you him talking at NATO, reaching under his podium. The man who said he had problems with alcohol, who was questioned about alcohol. Go watch my show Monday. You will hear the questioning. He reached right up under his desk, right up under the podium, and it's kind of like he caught himself, like, oh, I'm just going to take a little sip. See, you can tell the motherfucker was so comfortable reaching under there, grabbing that shot glass, and then he barely took a sip, so he could say, with the fact that you had a shot glass under your podium while you addressing NATO. But remember, we just want the best and the brightest. That's why we can't have Black people in these positions. If a Black person is in this position, they have dummied down the standards for this position. And we got a whole dummy in this position. Okay. He said he would stop drinking if he got the job as well. He said if he got that job, he would stop drinking on the job. And then he said that Ukraine should give away, go back to their 2014. They can't go back to their 2014 borders because they're going to have to basically give up some of this land that Putin has taken over during this war. And he also said that they cannot consider being a part of NATO. Now 45-47 is saying that it is actually Ukraine's fault for the war. Now understand, Ukraine was invaded by Russia. But 45-47 wants you to believe that no, it's Ukraine's fault because Ukraine was putting up such a big fuss. Ukraine is our allies. We are in the G7. So he said that because Ukraine was putting up such a desire to be a part of the G7, it put Russia on an alert because that would mean Russia would be sharing a border with somebody who is a part of the G7. But I thought that 45-47 was real cool with Russia. So why would that be a problem? Why would that be such a problem? And even if it was a problem, that was his problem. That didn't give you no right to his land, to invade his sovereign country, did it? It's just a lot. Okay, what else I got? The Social Security cuts. I have some videos. Conflicts of interest at NASA. The IRS hacker. And Andrew Tate. Now, the guy who's pardoned during the January 6th pardons, he also pardoned some guy who swindled people out of over $100 million in Bitcoin. Who? What else did they do? This dude, I forget his name. He did something else. I'll find it tomorrow. He hid that in the January 6th pardons. Now they're talking about dropping the charges on Andrew Tate. He was an MMA boxer. I think he's over in Singapore. No, it's not Singapore. He's overseas somewhere. He has been arrested. He has a twin brother. He has been arrested for allegedly trafficking women and getting women to do certain acts with different people against their will. And I think I do believe there are some drug charges as well. But now he's over there trying to get them to drop the charges against him because he is one of these 45, 47 avid supporters, a whole loony bin who believe that women should be subservient to men, even men that they are not married to, even men they are married to. So a whole loony bin. Hit the Andrew Tate link, and you will find out all about him. Elon Musk said out loud that you should jail the press. So let's. Are we clear on doing another radical? Person being in charge, that the press was jailed, the press was shut up. Let's review a quote. Why didn't people know about all the horrendous things that was being done to the Jews? Because they owned the press and what came out of the press. That's why. So Martin Niemöller, he was I can't remember. He was a preacher. I'll say over there. And he said he has a saying, first they came for the communists and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialists and I didn't speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unions and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. See how it works? See how you sit down and you let they shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be doing that and they shouldn't be doing the other. They are doing whatever they choose to do. So I know some of us are thinking, well, I guess with them cutting welfare, all that, and talking about kicking all of these people off of welfare, we ain't got to see no fat, toothless bitch on here making brown food no more in cooking competitions and then talking shit when she don't win. I mean, that is a plus, but there are people who are desperately need their food stamps. I'm saying. I'm just okay. So there's that. Hey, Nini to go. Do you think 47 wanting to bring African? What I've talked about that is a favor to Musk. Yes, I do think that that's a favor to Musk because actually they're trying to say that it's because South Africa has instated that land deal that they can. It's kind of like eminent domain. They can take land that's not being used back. But they're not just saying we just going to snatch the land. They're saying that they have to go to court and they have to mediate for a price for the land. And if they refuse any price, that is what will cause South Africa to take the land. And they're not talking about coming up and taking your house, the land that your house on. They're talking about the land that your farm is on. They're talking about unused land. So I did a video about that last week, and I do think that is behind Elon Musk, and they just instated that law last month. And then I showed a view of a South African person, said, why would we want to go to America? He said that he got off the plane and said, they're doing horrible things over there. And, we haven't heard the half of what they're doing. No, we haven't heard anything of what they're doing because when they asked the South African white guy, would he consider taking him up on, I thought he was trying to get rid of the immigrants out of this country. So he put them under the category as if they were trying to escape a violent regime. That's the status that he wanted to give these white Africans. But he don't want to give that to the Haitians, the Nicaraguans, the Mexicans, nobody. But he wants to give them. And the man said, He said, nobody's taken our land. He said, nobody's took any of that. None of that has happened. Why would we want to go over there? Now understand that the white South Africans are only 7.6% of the population, but they own 72% of the land in South Africa. So, did he want to do any of this to save the people who were under apartheid when they was over in South Africa? Did he have the same feelings about the people in apartheid Africa, how they had to live? But he wants to rescue the white Africans. Yes, I talked about that last week. I showed videos on it. Thank you for asking. I definitely go through my videos. I have my links dropped uh, in the description box because I had to I had to edit one of my videos because one of the links had some music in it, and I realized that it takes out my. I forgot, but I realized that all my chat was disappeared because I had to edit that music out of the video. So now instead of just dropping my links in the chat, I also drop them in the description box. So just in case something happens, you will have access to the links that I use. No, that means that they lying, Auntie Donna. He ain't been working underneath him longer. That means he lying. That means that if they say that, the court's gonna make him sign those paperwork that they're gonna make him get a clearance, a security clearance to the level of the information that he is availing himself to in the government, in the IRS, in the Social Security. He's going to have to, in the Treasury, he's going to have to get security clearances that are equal to the information that he's seeing. But he can't even get a top security clearance at his own SpaceX company, his own company. They will not give him a top clearing to see certain information that goes on at SpaceX. So you think that they're gonna give him top clearance to see all of the shit that he has been roving through in the Department of Treasury and Social Security, talking about they was requesting people's medical records, all this type of stuff. The fact that they are so inept and they don't take the word or the guidance or ask for any guidance for people who have worked at these agencies for 20, 30, I don't care, 10, 15 years. He came out with another lie saying that there's multiple people on Social Security that are 150 years old. Gave no name, no clarifying information. He said that you can find all his proof on X and also on the Doge website. I on one of my videos last week, I showed you a man who went to the Doge website. All it had was a blank home page with no tabs to click, nowhere to go, nothing on the Doge page. And then the next day, he came out with a Doge page, an actual Doge website page, and they had put that website page together so quickly that they left the page open, that anybody could have gone in there, added tabs to the Doge. Now these are computer geeks. These are the best of the best. These are very bright individuals. And they left the page open and people were going in there adding tabs, changing information because these computer geeks left the fucking page open because they tried to slap it together and put it together so quickly, because when the motherfucker said that you can go to the Doge page and get the information, there was no fucking Doge page that you could go to but a home page. I showed that on my video. I'm trying to give people information. This is what happened. Go look at my videos. I tell you, it was a mess. It's a whole mess. Just a lie after lie after lie, trying to I kid you not. The guy went through the Doge website page, and it was just a homepage. So, what else? Okay, what else do I have on this link that I want? Oh, I really want you guys to see this. The IRS hacker Andrew Tate. They want to jail the press like they did at another a time during history where many atrocious things happened. Stephen Miller lying again. And this is. Let me see if my page. No, it ain't acting up. I mean, it ain't acting right. I can't show it. I wanted to show you an example of what this $400 million buy of these Tesla trucks, what they could actually do when in action. Now he wants us to believe that these are great military. No, go check out the Tesla truck. Check out the one that I have labeled Tesla trucks. Thank you, Truth and Reason. I appreciate your support. Now check out the Tesla truck. Now they want to say that this is bulletproof truck and it's going to be great for our military. And then they have clips of the truck not being able to get out of 2 inches. I say 4 inches worth of snow. It looked like not being able to have a Christmas tree in the cab of the truck and then drive out of the Christmas tree lot. It seemed like they, it's like a mountainous place, but I'm sure if you put a goddamn Silverado or a Chevy, what is that? The Chevy F-150 and that motherfucker climb up out of that. It's something that any nice big American-made truck would be able to handle the terrain. And so you telling me you want to put our military person in this rat trap? The anchor said, we paying $400 million for this paperweight. They can't, and we're gonna put our soldiers in it, and they're supposed to be using this. What you want to get us? You want to get us killed around this bitch? What the fuck going on? So anyway, I saw that one, and that is a clip on there. When he debuted it on stage, it's supposed to have bulletproof glass. So he give this guy a metal ball. And he tells him, here, throw this and try to break the glass. He threw it, that glass shattered at the driver window, shattered. And he goes, it's in my description box, and the name, go down, open it up where it says more, and it's under the heading. When you go to my description box, right underneath the number of people that are watching, hit on more, and it says 400M on Tesla trucks. Hit that link that's right behind that. And so he has him throw it again. He said, well, let's try it again. So he's throwing it at the back passenger window, and it just shatters. And then he go, oh, well, it didn't go all the way through, though, but it wasn't a bullet coming at the speed of. And the second time he threw it, he kind of like softballed it. He saw, and it shattered. But I thank God that the deal did not go through. That's all I'm saying. Watch that video. So I have some. I have a court case what the court has found in one of his cases. So go through. I'm trying to do better about informing you about what each video is about. So I have the food safety and bird flu. I have the comments about him wanting to be a dictator. I have all of that. So go down and peruse my link, and I hope that you find some of the content creators in these segments worthy to subscribe to, because I get a lot of independent media. A lot of these stories you don't hear because they are overlooked by for-profit media because they're for-profit. Hey, views of you. Hey, Ronnie Q. I'd love the details in the description box. Yeah, because I just don't want to just have it takes me a little time, and then I had already put the links in there, and I didn't come on yesterday, so I was like, oh, thank God I already put my links in, and then I was setting up my video, all my links were gone. So I don't know why. I don't know why, and I had to put them back in again. Then I said I need to label these about what these links are about. So I hope you guys appreciate it as I appreciate you. I'm just trying to give some and share some information with you guys. Let me see what Candy says. I think one of those trucks was in an accident with a lady driving a Toyota. The truck split in half, unaliving 2 people. The lady in the Toyota survived. Oh my God. I've definitely heard stories about them catching a fire on the inside of the truck. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, so I appreciate. I think I made my goals today. Goals. Oh. You know what? We got to talk. I made 3 out of the 5 of my goals. I appreciate you all who helped me reach my goals. Child, I happen to be over to T Velocity's page. So I was in there a good, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then something popped up, and then I was like, let me go check this out. And then I just stopped T Velocity's page, but I kept it open. And then I went and I started watching whatever else I was watching. And then I go back to T Velocity page. So it stopped way up early in her commentary. But then I'm looking at the chat, and the chat is like up in arms and shit. And then I'm like, well, and then I said, well, let me go to the end of Miss T Velocity page. If I have a mod in here, can y'all please drop Miss T Velocity link in the chat? I'd appreciate it. Hey, Kimberly Black. I appreciate all the effort and research you do, Ronnie Q, for your channel and presenting great content for your viewers. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. If a mod don't, I'll drop T Velocity link so you guys can go over there and check her video out from yesterday. So here's her link to her channel. Go over there and check out her video from yesterday. So I go back in, and the chat is like up in arms, and I'm just like, well, what's going on? Let me, I like to hear the whole video, so I was going to start it back where I started from. But the way the chat was talking, I was like, let me see who's on the show, and I pulled the red bar up to the current position of what was going on, and it was under new management, and I was just like, what? And then she was just getting off, and then T Velocity was like, well, I don't know nothing about that, that don't sound right to me, or something to that effect. And it was under new manager was up there when I went, and she was just getting down. So in Miss T Velocity, she didn't sound like. She was just like, well, okay, well, thanks for coming up, and she wasn't like, oh, I can't believe that, child. No, none of that. And then 2 people came up. Diva, her sister Diva came up, and someone else came up. And then Miss T Velocity was like, no, that don't sound right. She said, no, that didn't sound right to me. And then she started talking to, I think, I was going to say MU. Then she started talking. Before I go there. Thank you, Candy Cane. Before I go there, I talked to you about those hackers that work for Musk. So now let's get back to T Velocity story. So I didn't even know what just read my book, not just read my book, under new management had said. So I know that I've heard several people be annoyed with under new management, and I just, I think she got under my skin one time too many. I tried to just, okay, let her be around, do her thing. I just don't have too much to say because I see it for what it is. So, and I don't mess with her. I don't block her. I just see her, and I just, yeah, I know she's going to be off topic when she comes up. It is, she is who she is. So I don't take anything that she says seriously. But if she was constantly bugging me every time I came in a chat, uh, I would not like that. I'm going to tell you, if I would not like that, and I would tell her to leave me the hell alone. So based upon what I see. So Miss T Velocity didn't go there. And I think she started talking to YouTube cameras. And then I was like, what the fuck is going on? And YouTube camera was in the chat typing. And I had just came back. So I didn't know how far up the typing was. I didn't scroll to see what I could see what YouTube camera said. And then she said, well, all I said was that you're here and you must have and I saw Sassy drop down. So I assumed Sassy called you or you called Sassy or something that or the other. And then all of a sudden somebody ploop on her link. And who is it holding their limp ass dick but Tam? And he called himself taking T Velocity to task. And I was like, bitch, I know you lying to me. You lying to me. I was like, lovely love, you lying to me. With T Velocity, you should know when someone's up here lying, and you should do this. And I can't believe you. I can't believe you did that. And you let her and what you let go on your channel was defamation and all of this shit from the lying motherfucker who had the nerve to hit every link that he can to lie as if he knows personal medical information about myself and a viewers of you, and who routinely gets on here and call Yaya a crack addict. From this motherfucker, I can't believe you let this go on. So I guess he can't believe that YouTube cameras let him go up and say the shit that he says about people. And I can't believe that any of you guys believe that he's not the trash that he always tried to call people in the sector. He's the exact trash that he tries to call everyone else. So are we going to pretend like we don't hear the shit that comes out of his mouth? And some of you dumb motherfuckers take it as an authority? He's trash. And I was just like, and T Velocity, somebody else came on, and T Velocity was like, hold on. I can't believe you came up there and said that shit to me. And then here comes Sassy. I don't know what happened. I just came up and I heard my name being called, and I'm so upset. Well, I'm going to have to red ball and see what happened. And then I was so glad that Diva said, well, if you upset, what you upset about if you ain't heard what happened? I don't know. I just heard my name. You're upset because you heard your name being called. And I don't even talk to Langston. And we don't even talk anymore. So, you're giving up a little bit too much information. A little bit too much information. Because he came up there like, Captain, I want to save my girl. I want to save the world. Don't you dare talk about Sassy. Don't you dare let her say what she wants to say. I'm the only one who can say what I want to say. Lie when I want to lie. I lie when I want to lie. I act like an authoritarian. I know all. Just because I say it, it's true, ass nigga. I'm so glad Miss T Velocity gotten his ass quick, fast, and in a hurry. That shit was the most ridiculous bullshit. This motherfucker talking about defamation when he brought his stupid ass up here and said, I had a stroke. I've never had a stroke. Let's be real clear. I've never had a stroke. If I had had a stroke, how would he know that I had a stroke? Is he a neurosurgeon? Is he a neurologist? How would he know? Is he, if he is he my neurologist? Neurologist. Is he my neurologist? Do I have a neurologist? So let's be real clear. He also said in that same show that A View is a View is in stage 3 cancer. Is he her oncologist? Is he her oncologist? How, if she did, which she says it does not, how would he get this information? And not only did he get up here like a weak ass bitch that he has always proven to be, and then he jumped off the link real quick, and then he said that he got on us because we brought him up in the name when we were talking about Sassy. So you thought you were Captain Save-A-Hole, but who brought you up over at T Velocities? So why did you go over there and show your ass at T Velocity? Because ain't nobody brought you up. Motherfucker, what was said about you was the absolute truth. So you turn around and dish out a bunch of bullshit lies to motherfuckers who buying the motherfucking shit that you ain't come from a motherfucking broken ass motherfucking home, motherfucker. And you so happy to be out of the motherfucking slums that you used to growing up in. But we can see the slum that you really are, motherfucker, every time you open your mouth trying to act like you better than. And all you are is trash. Straight up trash. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Go over there and watch Miss T Velocity. I think I see a couple of comments. I do not. Hey, Sandy, how are you? I don't have cancer. And if I did, it was not his position to say that. Exactly. And then the absolute gall of him to say that T Velocity let somebody sit on her chat and that was defamation. That was defamation. F lovely love. He said that was defamation. And so, what? And then I was like, I still didn't know what all the humbug was because when I came back, I didn't hear what she said. And I don't. I'm like a lot of people. Anything that motherfucker say, I know it's some bullshit. So I had to red ball and had to see what she had to say. And she said that YouTube cameras had hacked her and doxed her, and her and Sassy had either doxed. Well, she said both doxed and hacked her because when Sassy said something about her knee, she had to have gone into her information to know she had a niece or something. And I'm like, listen. First of all, this is under new management. Nobody's even taking her seriously. It's just like leave me alone and move on with under new management. So for him to be so up in arms shows you what a motherfucking idiot he really is. To be so up in arms with T Velocity when he takes his ass on anybody panel and say any lie and defame anybody. But I'm so glad that he recognized what defamation is. So since you are real familiar with defamation, let me hear you lie on me one more time, as if you're knowing. Let me hear you defame me one more time, since you're very familiar. License, talent, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, Let me hear you defame my name one more time. Let me hear any of you lying, obsessed, hurt motherfuckers defame my name one more time. Because we can get it. So that's all I have. Shit. You ain't got to lie to kick it. A motherfucker who look like her whole face is a thumb got the nerves to talk about my chin. Bitch, your whole face look like a thumb, Brie. Big sexy. Bitch. Bitch, we don't recognize you to have a chin. We recognize you to have a long motherfucking head that flows into to that chest. I would say boobs because the boobs is down there by the motherfucking belly, down there by the belly. Child. Hey, LaShanya Allen, thank you for being here. Hey, Sincere. Hey, Sincere Saida. Thank you for being here. Girl, this live was a whole mess. I apologize. Hit the links. Viewers of you, the link is up if you want to hit it. Let me see if the view. Oh, somebody hit the link. Anybody is welcome to hit the link. Let me pin the link. I apologize for all the buffering of my videos. Viewers of you, is this you?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing? Good morning. How are you? And how's everybody up there in TV land?
Everybody in TV land is doing good. What's going on?
Well, I really just want to speak on. I listened to the beginning part of your video, and then I went to other places and things, and so I saw some other commentary and stuff like that. But anyway, I was over there down to the some of the characters. I don't really want to name people's names and things like that because I don't really want to give them too much. But I will say one person's. Don't even want to say that under new management. Okay, there we go. She's been on this on tour for a minute. She's very, very thirsty. She's in a manic portion or something like that. Something is wrong with her. She is really getting out here, gaining attention. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, bitch, you set the motherfucking streets off for the last goddamn 24 hours. You sure did, but you've been building up to it. You've been getting on here and lying, dry roasting and lying just to get on people's panels. You've always been doing that. And then you'll say some salacious things, which I don't even like saying that goddamn word because people overuse it, that is incorrect. And some of it might be factual, like when you're dealing with other people, you gave somebody $20 and stuff like that. You're getting on here, you over-sexualizing stuff. Nobody wants your ass. You're a fucking loser. You're a retarded ass bitch. Okay, hold on. Let me be all dignified. But what you have been doing is you've been getting on people's panels and you've been lie roasting and saying certain things. You're bringing up stuff, conversations that you are having in your own goddamn mind. Nobody wants you. And the thing that really picked, y'all probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was over somebody else's channel, which I will not say their name because I do think that they are trying to gain some momentum, but you will not gain it on me. She had that bitch up on there talking about something. Oh, and I had views underwear wet, and I did that. You are all sexualizing. Yeah, something is wrong with that lady. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I do not get on here and talk about. Only thing I get on here and say, I've been celibate because I'm not married. I don't have kids because I'm not married. I say things like that. Y'all keep trying to get in between my legs, trying to figure out somebody. I saw some comment that dear self told me something. Oh, she ain't scissoring. She just mean. Like, why are y'all worried about people's sexuality? So anyway, we got this under new management, thug ass, fake ass, old, ugly looking, monkey looking, goddamn nigga dyke bitch, whatever the fuck she is. She's delusional. So she's creating these scenarios and relationships with these people just to get on their panel. She doesn't have a channel to get on. So when she gets on to people's channels, she go on here with this slow talking, and the Bible and this and that, and I don't lie. Hold on, and I don't lie. I just get on here and you wanted me. She just says some crazy shit. So now the fact that everything y'all have had her on your channel, T Velocity, you had her on your channel. YTC, you had her on your channel. I think Stump Down, he had her on the channel until I had to cut that shit off. I told him that. And Stump Down was like, this bitch is crazy. So y'all have imitated this ratchet bitch, and this bitch is running amok. And then running amok. You MC or whatever the fuck, you running amok around here, and you got motherfuckers talking about shit. But you know what? What's funny is now all of a sudden the fact that you be doing shit and talking about other people, and they letting you sit on the channel. Oh, really? Tell me more. And then when the shit hit the fan, how you don't like it now. Now she talking about your shit. She talk about how you doing this and how you hacking, and she don't even know the difference between hacking and doxing. So
hacking and doxing, and so now, look, wait a minute, View. So
I'm sorry,
she don't know
I was
the
on the
difference.
road.
No,
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. This
she
your
don't
channel.
know the difference between hacking and doxing.
Right.
So guess who Elon Musk hired last night? You know, he hires a bunch of hackers. This is his new. She now works for Elon Musk. She's the newest hacker for. I had that picture. I was like, why do I have YouTube camera's picture up here? Because I knew I was going to talk about this one, and I know I was going to have that hacker story. So I said, this is Elon's newest hacker. Oh, go ahead, View. I'm sorry. I just want to be silly. I'm just kidding. YouTube cameras. I was like,
that is funny because the thing is, I don't really care for that side of the YouTube cameras. I have severed my ties. With Sassy, I haven't really got nothing really to say about her and their talent and this and that. Talent that said I had cancer and all. Like, they all lie roasting. But see, now you got the bitch that's going here and she throwing some shit into the rock goddamn pot. She talking about y'all doing all this shit, which we know the bitch is lying, but it is kind of funny. I listened to Nessa's live this morning. When I tell you I got my whole life, because now this lady is that under new management.
Then she had her over there on Nessa. She was over there on Nessa, and Nessa doing putting shit. I always say Stump Down putting 20 on 10, and that's with her fake ass. She's so good at being fake. She don't think that people realize she. And under new management, I understand you may be upset if you need a second to calm down under new management. Just go ahead and tell us. I was like, but it's so bad to be a hating bitch to try to pretend like you taking anything that under new management said seriously. You a girl, bye.
And so now she's this bitch, this deranged motherfucker that need to be medicated and locked up under new management. She done got up under everybody's goddamn fingernails. This shit is fucking the last 24 hours. The under new management feeding with the streets. But girl, I'm gonna tell you right now, girl, you are just showing that something is wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you. But you go ahead. What kind of monetization are you getting? What are you getting after this? Because ain't nobody cash app for you shit. What? Go ahead.
If y'all accept, if they accept uppity under new management, hit every link you can hit. If that gives uppity less opportunity to talk, please just hit every link you can, child. Because
hit it and roll with it. But start your own channel.
Don't put me in your name. I'm gonna cuss you out. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Right.
Leave me alone under new management.
But the thing is, she needs to do her own channel because she's not gaining anything. And the thing that she constantly says is, do y'all notice this? Y'all got to know me. Y'all got to learn me. If somebody say something, stuff she's making up, y'all got to learn me. Y'all got to know me. Ask me. She's asking, she's very thirsty for attention. She's asking for you all to reach out for her in some type of way. She doesn't have a channel that she can, viable channel that she can actually get on and strike up and people will come up. That's what she wants, but she doesn't know how to do it. And what she's doing is she's doing it the wrong way. But girl, you're in a goddamn vat of motherfuckers that don't like each other. They can't stand each other. And you up in here creating more goddamn content. And what the fuck is your end game with this shit? This shit has been the last 24 hours. And I tell you, Miss Ronnie Q, I was like, what? But I saw it started when I was over somebody else's live. And she gonna tell me, Oh, and I used to talk to View behind the scene. And then the person said, you talked to View behind the scenes? She said, oh, no, I didn't. I didn't mean I talked to her behind the scenes. Hold on, I'm trying to sound monotone like her. I didn't mean I talked to her behind the scenes. I meant I was talking to her and we was flirting and she was flirting with me. And she
Oh
got
my
her
God.
panties wet. And see, everything is sexual. The thing is, I don't appreciate being talked to and talked about on here about my sexuality. I don't, why? I don't lead with that. I don't say, hey, yeah, I might look good. I'm sorry if I look better than some of y'all other bitches on here. I apologize the fact that I look fucking good. Okay? Stay at a good solid 121 BMA, 5'10, damn 159 right now. I can't help I can still wear a bikini in the bathing suit. I can't help it if the studs like it. The studs like it. And obviously she does. I don't even think she's a stud. I think she's a rejected woman because what stud wears a goddamn process like she has? That goddamn press and curl she got in that goddamn avatar picture. Did y'all see that? Who does that? And y'all didn't told her that she wear a goddamn fucking pacemaker and shit. Bitch, you need to sit your motherfucker the ass.
Oh, she on a pacemaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
The doctor
Oh,
with a pacemaker.
Lord.
You getting ready to get stroked out and they hacking shit. Why don't they hack your goddamn pacemaker, bitch? Okay? And she don't even know what hacking
shit. Shut up, a view of the view. You
Miss Ronick, I saw Miss Sincere, you saw the hacking and the pacemaking. I mean, Sincere, you did type in there that doxing and hacking are the same or used interchangeably. I don't agree. They are different. Hacking is a whole different level. They might be thrown in the same conversation, but I think it might be they just don't know really what it is but this bitch doesn't know either. She don't even know. Look like she can turn on the goddamn light switch. Do you hear under new management the way she speaks? This bitch is totally dysfunctional as hell, and she just go ahead.
The way she speaks to me is like most of her conversation is inside her head. And she'll say a few words and she'll be like, a view is a view. And then she'll wean off until like she finishing the rest of the conversation in her head.
She's talking to herself.
Me like that?
She's talking to herself. And then if y'all want to get to know me, well, with me, y'all, some of y'all don't want to know me. But if y'all do want to get, she's talking to herself. These are voices. This is live, actual mental fucking illness on here. Y'all know there's a lot of other people that got mental illness.
There's a lot of it on here.
We seeing this bitch live. And she fucking in everybody's camp. Everybody don't even like each other. Do y'all notice the people that and the people that entertain this bitch? Y'all getting dragged now. How does that feel? How does it feel? What? D'Angelo. Okay, I'm sorry. Who else?
How does it feel? Hey, Barry Carey said one of the twins said she had a pacemaker, but I don't know if that's true. Okay.
Well, we saw a picture of it, but anyway.
Oh
don't lie. Anyway.
Oh my God. I didn't see that. Where did you see the picture of it?
I saw it on YouTube. Somebody's live.
Lord, have mercy.
You know, I'll be everywhere.
Look at Nappy Child cracking the fuck up.
Let me get off him.
Look at Very Careful. Very Careful. Like, oh, she had a picture? I didn't know.
I saw the picture of the basement.
Lord,
Well,
they done ran out. They done ran out. I tell you. At least they got proof that at least they ain't coming out here just lying. Shit, goddamn. This is a beef sector. We take receipts.
Tell us that she got hacked because when she was doing something, it went to Facebook. Y'all can't tell me that you don't think that bitch can't even turn the goddamn light switch on. That bitch, I'm gonna tell you, I don't defend none of these bitches on here, especially the ones that talked about me, ratchet like. But I don't believe that any of them bitches did any of that hack. Nobody did. That bitch got this goddamn virus in her motherfucking computer and shit. No, ma'am.
View. I disagree with you. Because
okay, go ahead.
I just saw a commercial, and it was for home health aids, and it was giving you all of these positive things that you can do for as a home health aid. And they show this young black dude with dreadlocks coming up to an apartment, and then he knocks on the door, and then developmentally disabled little young guy answers the door, and then he goes, "Did you brush your teeth?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he opened his mouth and blows his breath on the man's face, and then he says, "Okay, you got your put your shoes on." And he puts his shoes on. And he said, "Okay, you got everything. Turn off the lights." And so you're saying that this guy could not turn off. What's her name? I keep on saying just read my book by mistake. Under new management, and he turns off the light. He goes, so of course she could turn off the light switch. She clap on, clap on, clap on, clap on. Okay.
Those inventions were awesome. The clap on and the clap off, and I fallen and I can't get up. Life, okay, but.
Now she's saying, I thought pacemakers was inside of the body. The picture I saw was
it's
on the
a
outside
joke.
of her
Goddamn. Some
uniform.
people just can't even roll with a damn joke. It's a goddamn joke, okay? Golly.
Oh, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Good morning, D Love. Grand
it's
Rising.
A joke. But some people
okay.
But they not part of the B sector, so I don't even know why. Okay, go ahead. Never mind.
I'm not even I've seen, I guess it's a heart monitor or something that I've seen somebody with. They had a heart monitor. So a heart monitor. And it was like a little, it kind of looked like a little pager on their chest.
Yeah, I've had that. It's a halter monitor, a holster. It's a Hulk monitor, but the apparatus, what they put it in a little pack to put it to hang it or wherever, it's a halter system. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
But anyway, the thing is,
so that's why I'm like, I don't know nothing about it. Because you cussed her out.
She be right back. Then she said she'd be right back. Now she over here cussing me out. Look.
Because you cussed her out.
You ain't even a beef sector. What? Girl, sit your ass down. I'm not. This is not about you, Jill. Don't deflect this whole conversation about you. Okay.
Speaking of you, Jill. Hey, the Euthanizer channel. You can see one. See one protruding from the chest sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. You can, yeah. And anyway, it's not that serious, okay. But anyway, even if we saw a pacemaker,
hold on, a view. Somebody's in the back. Let me put the hacker up here just in case. I'm just kidding. YouTube camera. Sincere, is this you? Yeah, that's sincere. I'm just kidding. YouTube camera.
Oh shit! Fuck that bitch. Excuse me, Lord. Early in the morning.
Oh my.
I forgot. Okay, go ahead.
I didn't know you guys had issues.
I didn't know either too, Ronnie. Go ahead, do tell.
Really and true, I don't really have an issue with her, other than the fact that she keeps on trying to play like, I don't know, some kind of innocent or victim or something when she knows that she's capable of a lot of fucking things. And she runs with people that are capable of a lot of things. That's why Cooling dragged her ass the way she did the other day. But outside of that, do I believe?
Outside of that, Cooling be ass licking her all up in her channel, and had to ask me one day, "What you doing over here?" And I had always shared YouTube camera's channel out, and the only reason I was over there because I was done with my motherfucking live, bitch. You the motherfucking one who have people tell you where take your stupid lumphead, po broke, ain't got no motherfucking home ass. Begging ass bitch.
You and her were.
I forgot about that one too. But you know what?
I'm going on mute. I don't know nothing about nothing. Y'all go ahead and talk. I'm just gonna color. I don't.
They all like. What is it like a back and forth? Like, let me tell you. Like for me, I don't flounder with people like that. If I like you, I like you. And when the day I decide I don't like you, or you decide you don't like me, or whatever pops off, I'm not going backwards with you. I'd rather just leave it where it is, but yeah, they all kind of like,
but let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck, because when I used to go over and support Cooling all the time, who did she bring up in her alleged read of YouTube camera? Rex. Did you remember? Do you remember when Rex was always over there on Cooling page, and she was always
flirting with Rex and talking about money with Rex. Oh, so is that why she was brought up Rex? Because did YouTube cameras take Rex's attention away from her old bony ass, lop-headed ass, nappy head ass?
Because Rex used to be over at YouTube cameras all the time too. Like when she first started off, like there were certain people that actually really supported her or was around a lot. Rex being one of them, Beasley being one of them. Like, you know, and that was my qualm, kind of like with Sassy when they first kind of came together, was that I felt like Sassy was being a little overbearing. But this is not like unknown or unbeknownst to Sassy. I've expressed this, right? And they quite a few people did think that. And I kind of was like, you know, let her do her own thing because she built her channel. However, she built it before you were there, and there's certain people that had already been coming around. But since then, they've gotten, you know, on a good path, and that's great because I do think like their dynamic is nice, you know. So I would never knock that. And I don't have no qualm with Sassy, and you know, I like Sassy. I call her the Baroness. Okay, so anyways, but my point is this.
I didn't see a view as a view lead. Come back, a view. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Your point is
my point is this. What I didn't understand was the drop down into T Velocity's chat with a little snippety comment and then the runoff. But you're like questioning why she would even entertain certain communications. Well, you don't want her to entertain it because it's about you, but what about all the communications, all the people that hit your panel, all the things that happen on your channel that you fucking entertain?
Yeah, I don't understand what she expect because like I said, even in the playback, I didn't hear Miss T Velocity agreeing to it, and she did get, and it's not like she didn't get pushback because Queen Diva was up there giving her a straight up pushback. You know, so T Velocity didn't give her. She said, "No, I can't see them doing that. No, I can't see them doing that." And it was just like, you know, she let her say a piece and then she got off. But Queen Diva gave her good pushback. And she wasn't like, "Oh, girl," you know, all into it and trying to keep it going like Ness was doing. Like, tell us your story. And how did you know they did that? How did you know they doxed you? And what happened? Your computer stopped. What kind of computer did you have? Anybody have any questions? You know, taking it seriously because everybody know who under new management really is. Nobody takes her seriously. So I don't understand.
And I personally don't think that. I mean, like, okay, two things could be true, but you know, she might have, or a thing could be true, and then a thing could be a lie at the same time, right? So she might have possibly got hacked by somebody, or something could happen like that. But I don't necessarily think it's Sassy in YouTube cameras. But if I was to pick one out of the both of them, I would put it more on YouTube cameras than Sassy any day. And the reason why is because
I don't put nothing past nobody. I just
that's the same thing Max said. That's the same thing Max said. Max was like, I won't put shit past anybody. Which, you know, I'm inclined to, you never know. But the better way to go about it, which is what is being said, is to kind of run her down, make her out to be whatever the hell she is, if she's a drunkard, a liar, whatever, and kind of run that communication opposed to speaking to whether you actually, if she could prove she got hacked or not. I mean, can she prove it? Has she proved
it? Doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it to me. But what was Sassy upset about? And came up to say that she's really upset. But the only thing she said was she didn't hear what was going on. She just heard her name being called.
Girl, I don't know. That's why I was so confused by that part, because I guess she was upset about the fact that T Velocity assumed that she had that YouTube cameras have reached out to her, and that they were trying to get the little ducks in orders and do the little, swimming in the ocean, shark swimming in the ocean situation. But it was just all kind of weird, because just think about it. Okay, here comes YouTube cameras in the chat with her snippity snip snip ass. The next thing you know,
Now
Talon's
see,
go ahead. Talon's
now
hitting
you
them.
go ahead, and then she spills the tea that she don't even talk to him anymore. Now, what was that necessary? And I don't even talk to Langston. And me and Langston didn't talk because I don't even talk to Langston.
I mean, I didn't understand why. Okay, so I didn't understand why Talon put on his superhero outfit and jumped out goddamn mountain like that. He jumped off a mountain like he did. I
You
was
gonna
not.
say he had COVID. His COVID swung around again. You know, he had that excuse when he did that dumb shit over here and tried to lie on me, of you, and Yaya, and then went on ODS show and said the same thing and said, "Oh, excuse me for disrespecting your show, ODS. I had COVID." When he went over there with his bullshit on ODS show, and ODS just ended his show after he went over there and showed his ass, and then he came back. I apologize. You know, I came down with COVID. No, yeah, you came down with the clap, motherfucker. Your motherfucking immune system is whack from being a whack ass nigga. But go ahead. Talon came up there and what?
Oh wait a second. I'm sorry. And he did the same damn thing on my channel. Remember when the whole J Dunn thing popped off and he caught himself trying to save Sassy, and I thought him and Sassy was in cahoots together.
What happened? I didn't see that.
Well, remember when Sassy and J Dunn had fell out, right? And what was it about? I can't remember, but it was I can't remember so long ago.
I don't remember. Oh, okay.
Sassy and J Dunn
Go
had
ahead.
fell out, and then Talon found his way over to my channel, kind of like trying to speak up for Sassy. But my thing is that, like, if you don't talk to him, it's just kind of weird, right? How all three of y'all seem to pop up at the same damn time. And so that in itself just
So
seems.
was Miss T Velocity. So now can you understand why T Velocity thought the same thing?
Well, yeah, I've been from the gates because look, I've experienced it, right?
Okay,
and
exactly.
even you have experienced it, right? And it just kind of adds up that way. But my thing is that why couldn't y'all have the conversation now? I mean, right then and there. No, where it comes from, YouTube cameras is basically, oh, I'm not going to share the panel with a drunkard. Well, the drunkard said she was going to drop down. So why couldn't you hit the link and have the conversation with T Velocity about whatever? No, you didn't want to talk about it there. Neither one of y'all wanted to talk about it there because you guys wanted to hit your own individual lives or go live together, run the numbers your way. For me, in my mind, to them, it's always about the numbers or who they could run their way or whatever. But there's no respect though of T Velocity though, because you came in and took a shot at her, and YouTube cameras are good for that
He
shit.
always does that. He always does that as well. I didn't see what she wrote, and like I said, I didn't go back up to see what she wrote.
It was basically like, it was kind of like one of those underhanded.
I heard Miss T Velocity said something to the effect that I can't believe you're entertaining her or something like that.
That's how she talks.
Okay.
So she'd be like challenging you and kind of like stirring up the pot, right? At the same time, like she made a comment like that towards me over at Shakim's before, right? So she says to me, when all that stuff happened between her and Rex, and I wanted to know why Rex said what he said to her, like how did it all kind of come to pass, right? And I asked Shakim to rewind it, which I could have just read ball, but I didn't realize at the time. But I was just like, could you play it over again? And she made some kind of comment to the nature of, you have to be like a sick person or some kind of pervert or something to want to hear that again. Now, I'm the one asking, and not nobody else is saying that. You're indirectly trying to say some effed up stuff about me. So I hit the link. It's like, bitch, don't you ever in your life do that shit. You know, what's your fucking problem? You don't want nobody to get down to the nitty gritty of how this even came about between you and Rex? Like,
wait a minute. Now her and Rex fell out?
They fell out a long time ago, yeah.
Oh, but they're cool now?
I don't know. Has he been over there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But this happened a while ago. But my
Okay,
point
go
of
ahead.
the point of me saying this or telling this is to say this is that she will take shots at people. She feels like she can say any fucking thing to folks, and that people are supposed to not just to bow down to her or acquiesce to her or just not say anything at all. Not have a feeling about the shit that's coming out of her mouth. Like, bitch, who are you? The Queen of Sheba?
Who are any of them? Who are any of them? They try to play that Queen of Sheba shit. They trash just like everybody else. They want to walk around here and act like they are better than and are on high horses, and they are knee deep, ass deep in the bullshit.
That's just ridiculous. And I didn't understand. And see, T Velocity had went off on Langston. And so she went off on him. And I was like, that's good that you went off on him. But you should have went off on his ass prior to Sassy hitting Link. Because I think because see, T Velocity seems like a nice person to me. She seems like a person who doesn't want to. She's going to check the temperature before she fully go there. And I don't think she had any intention to disrespect Sassy. But when she realized Sassy denounced Langston ass, she went in on Langston. She went in on Talent. I was like, girl.
Depart from me. I know ye not.
I mean, why Sassy just slammed the door in that nigga face? I said, God damn, girl, he done flew off of Kilimanjaro right there for your ass. And you just slammed
this motherfucker buck dancing for no reason.
Yeah.
Always playing super bitch. Go sit your ass down somewhere.
Hey,
and you ain't see him no more in the chat after that.
What Rico was he talking about? Which Rico?
Rico the barber. Remember when Demetra? Now, let's be clear. Rico came out and said that story was not true. When it was we can bring back Rico back up. Rico the barber, the one who lives in New York City. You know who I'm talking about?
Are we talking about Rico Reports? Is that the same person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So Demetra brought that story up. Rico didn't bring that story up. Rico came right out and said, no, that wasn't true. And it went absolutely nowhere. So it seems like he's disappointed that story and the main character in the two people in the story said, no, that's not true at all. So
but what's the point?
Because he doesn't mind lying on people and lies getting out there on people. He is very entertained by the spreading lies. He's trash. Because
I felt like I'm like, okay, if you're trying to say that people won't support T Velocity, or if you're trying to say that, like,
but that didn't even have anything to do with T Velocity. See, that didn't make any sense either, because that had something to do with her sister. So why are you gonna bring sister into it if you're talking about what she allowed T Velocity allowed on her channel when you saw her sister up there giving pushback, but then you still gonna pull at her sister and pull her sister under the bus when you couldn't even acknowledge the fact that her sister was up there. No, I don't believe that. No, that what sense does that make? So none of it made sense. None of it made sense to try to come at T Velocity about a lie that was said about her sister.
I feel like it's Langston, like the Page Strong armor or something. Like, is he the bodyguard? I'm confused. Like, what is happening here?
Well, that arm is weak. He's a paid weak armor.
Yeah,
that shit was weak.
Love you. I'm confused.
I will always love you. And your cigarette breath, I will always listen. That was bullshit. I'm glad you brought that up, because there was no reason to. That wasn't about T Velocity. I can see if you brought something up about T Velocity. Would you like us to revisit when that thing came up about your sister? What that has to do with under new management telling her story on my channel? Ain't got nothing to do with me. Go to my sister page.
And didn't under new management go after that? Okay, I know she went to Nessus, but didn't she find her way over to YouTube cameras again?
Well, I thought that this happened on YouTube cameras yesterday morning. I didn't see YouTube cameras yesterday's live.
Oh, okay, it happened beforehand.
No.
So I wonder if she found herself back over there, because let me tell you, she will find her way back over there, and YouTube camera will let her fucking hit the link. And how do I know? Because this bitch is about the numbers. Like, for let's not get it twisted when it comes to YouTube cameras. And I'm still side-eyeing her ass when she was calling all us Black American women monkeys and stuff with her good African ass. But everybody won't look past that shit. Let's look past
I
it.
don't look past it, because I talked to her about that. The first time I heard her say that was when VS called her the African booty scratcher. I don't know where she's from. A lot of people are saying she's from Africa now. A lot of people put that on it, but and then she came back with the monkey thing, and I was like, don't let somebody take you there, because that's not a good look. So, and she understood what I was saying, but I didn't hear her calling all us Black people monkeys. So when did that happen?
I don't know. Let me tell you this. Maybe all is the absolute is not a very good way to bring it. But I think if you say a thing, you might be inferring. But shit, I mean, most might have not, meant, all whatever when he put out his Hitler sign. Shit, he could have.
No, that was a Hitler sign, in my opinion. And my heart goes out to you. Bullshit. Fuck that. No. He was saying his
that's
heart
what I'm
go
saying.
out. No, fuck
it
you.
Could have just been geared towards
Sincere. Shut up, Sincere.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying. That's when I heard her say it. So it has come up more than once though. I don't know, but yeah, it's not a good look at all.
Well, my thing is this: like, if you basically you're in a space, you're a Black woman in a space for Black people and primary Black people, right? And there's other ethnicities, but most of the people that hit your link that are tap dancing and coming with their stories and their regalia, this, that, and other, are Black folks, and you're quite entertained and you're giggling and laughing and speaking on it and all this stuff. So,
and you're Black too, too. So if it is anybody, it includes you. If that's how you feel about Black people, you're calling yourself the same thing.
But outside of that, but what I'm saying, Ronnie, outside of that is that all the things happen over on your platform, and shit will happen at other people's platforms. So why is it okay to go down on yours, but it can't go down over at T Velocities? And then what was the point of even coming in saying any damn thing? Attack. I felt like it was an attack on her character, but that's the way I see it. Everybody doesn't see it that way, but like to come, be like, how dare you entertain or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, how dare you entertain
on her page?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so how dare you entertain some of the shit that you entertain? Like, come on now. Like,
but that wasn't even anything. I have heard so much worse shit from people who some people take seriously, some people don't. I don't know of anyone who even takes under new management seriously. That's why I don't understand the gravity of what was said, because she don't even, it doesn't seem like she understood the difference between doxing and hacking. So hacking is when you go into and you control someone's device. You can add and take away things from their device. Doxing is giving out people's personal information in malice.
Well, look, I went live yesterday for about like an hour, like last night, and I read the definition of both of them, right? Doxing and hacking. And they are one and the same per the definition by the all-knowing bee Google. Okay, now some of us might be smarter than her ass, and a few of us ain't, right? But per what she says, right, in the definitions, Webster and everybody else, is one and the same, right? The only difference I think when it comes to hacking is that you have somehow went into somebody's computer or their system or whatever,
right?
Been able to navigate it, right? But the whole intention is you're collecting people's information to do some kind of situation that's malicious, right? Which is a form of doxing. So what I'm saying is that it wouldn't matter whether she used hacking or doxing. Per the definition of it, it is the same, one and the same. And I mean,
Well,
if you,
what
you
I
know,
have here is hacking is the act of identifying and exploiting weakness in a computer system or network, often to gain unauthorized access to data. While hacking can have both positive and negative connotations, it's mostly associated with cybercrime.
okay, did you read further down? Because it talks about the breaking down of hacking
Let me see.
and doxing. Like if you go read both of them, because I read it extensively because I was really trying to see, okay, like is there some, like what is the big thing about the word, right? Because they made a big old crumb about the doxing, the hacking thing. Um, they just made a big issue about it. I was like, okay, like both of them are things that are not frowned upon. They're just frowned upon. It shouldn't be and it's a collection of people's information, right? So I didn't feel like it should have been like this big old, whether she been doxing or hacking or whatever. If you're just trying to say that she's outright lying, just say she's outright lying. And okay, she's probably, I don't know her like that. And I'm inclined in this moment to think that it's not true, right? It's not,
yeah, right.
It's not true in relation to them two, but maybe something did happen. Something could have happened on her computer or on her phone or whatever,
Right.
at a certain time frame. Because even T Velocity had brought up something to me.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, something weird happened with her, and so you would deduce maybe it lined up a certain way, but that's
When
not
she had certain people on her channel, she said, and
Right.
she couldn't drop her link and kept going to Facebook, and
Right.
that spurred something in her. So in under new management, she was saying that YouTube camera said she was going to get her, and so that then she said something happened to her devices. But
Right.
then she said that both of them had did it because she said when she came up there that Sassy said something about her niece. So that would be more of a dox of finding out your niece. I know your niece. I'm gonna call your mama type of shit. That's more on the doxing. And so how would Sassy know I got a niece and all of that? So that's more of a doxing situation where people be like, I'll call your grandmama. I'll call this person. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and start naming your relatives or close associates and neighbors and all that shit. So
And
I don't believe any of it. I just don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
two things could be happening at the same time. But I mean, I don't. Me personally, I don't weight it that way. Like I'm just thinking in my mind, right? I'm just saying this, like with all things being fair, because I've seen a lot of people, and even towards me, right, make comments about like, oh, you have so and so over here, and you talk about this and you talk about that, and then they'll have their butts right over like at a YouTube cameras or say another place where that is going on, same thing is going on, but just amplified, right? And I'm thinking the hypocrisy of it all is just crazy that you would, act away towards, say, a person like me or anybody else, and then have yourself in a space where the same scenario is going on. So to me, like it's really not about what the person is talking about. It's the fact that you just, for whatever reason, don't like that particular person. And so I'm saying, why are you even attacking T Velocity as to say that, she could, how dare she have under new management up there? Like, so now she needs to run by you who the hell she has on her panel and what's allowed to be talked about. Like, is like, does she need like run down her itinerary with you, fax it over or email it or whatever the fuck, let you check it off, and then then she can go from there? Is it a go then?
No,
Make it make sense.
I think that I don't think anybody took under new management seriously, and I don't understand why it's a big thing about that if you think about it. But all three of them made Sassy was upset just to mention that she heard her name being mentioned in the realm of how T Velocity said it, and like, come on. This is the same person who's always talking about her secret back chat. So okay, so and then you all show up at the same time.
Yeah,
Heated.
I don't think anybody was upset.
Everybody is. All three of them are heated.
Nobody was upset. It was all about. It was content. It was about content, and then next thing you know, because Sassy never goes live. She always goes live on Sundays. She went live last night. YouTube cameras went live last night, and then they live today. I said they all the way live. It's all the way live. Okay.
Who went live last night?
Sassy went live last
YouTube
night.
cameras and who?
And Sassy.
Oh, did she? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Sassy doesn't go live until Sunday. And when all that stuff had popped off with Jay Dunn and stuff, and I was like, Sassy, you might as well go live. She's like, I don't go live until Sunday, and I'm not gonna go live. And I'm like, and she's very adamant about the fact that she doesn't go live until Sunday, that she, has plenty of things to do and she can wait to her normal schedule. But she came out and went live last night. I said, no, look at the bear there. She's live.
Well, wait a minute. And what did she say on T Velocity? Oh, I had such a tiring day at work, and I'm sitting up here and I'm drinking my wine, and but you mean to tell me she went live? Get out of here. And she couldn't discuss it on TV. I just can't. I'm so tired. I'm weary. I tell you. Abuse of you. What did you want to add about the niece? Or your theory about the niece situation?
Okay. My conspiracy theory. Can y'all hear me? Because I switched my mic.
You're fine.
Can you hear me?
You're
okay.
Fine.
So my thought on the niece thing, which I thought was brilliant, if this is how it occurred. But we already know that they're going under new man is supposed to be a damn stud, so she wouldn't be married with kids. Well, I'm just thinking logically, okay. So when Sassy said something about I'd rather sleep with your niece. I think in normal terms you would normally say I'd rather sleep with your daughter, but I'm thinking kind of weird like, but so she so what if she has a niece? What is that doxing? So you have a niece. The lady is taking something further. So okay, I'd rather sleep with your, not even sleep with, but just mention somebody in your family. Oh yeah, your cousin. I'd rather do something to your uncle. So by her naming the niece, that fucking shit was, y'all are taking it way too far, and especially under new management.
Y'all.
So not y'all, not
y'all.
Okay.
Oh,
don't you come at me. Don't you come at me. No,
you finna get it.
I know,
catch that. I'm gonna get my kitty on you.
I just mean the people that are being they are. Now she is okay. Let me name names. Under new management. So what if she said your niece? I'd rather do whatever to your niece or what? That doesn't mean that she hacked you or doxed you. So what if you have a niece? She could have said a nephew, but it was like in the context of the drag.
Context of who she is as
who you are.
Gay woman.
Yeah, you got it.
So I wouldn't say your nephew. I say your niece because it'd be woman on woman. If I'm gonna screw a woman, it wouldn't be your old ass. It would be your niece or somebody. Yeah,
right.
I get you.
Thank you, Miss Ronnie Q, because I know I was sounding real crazy there for about 2.4 seconds. So anyway,
I got you.
Yeah. So, but under the management is just out here. She is getting her big one. She is doing the damn thing. She is creating havoc amongst a whole bunch of people who don't give a fuck about each other, and definitely not her monkey ass. She is treading. She ain't got nothing to lose. She has nothing to lose. So if you really want to put some stock into her, she says she's ready for anybody that want her on her panel, on their panel. She's ready to go. She got 3 or 4 good goddamn interviews left in her goddamn fucking lying ass, wretched ass. So if you want to get your channel popping, go on, ask that bitch to come over there. Okay.
Well, I know one thing. Like, I want to say
is that what it takes?
Yes.
Do I have to do that to get my channel popping?
Yes, that's what you have to
do. No. Okay, just no. Quit it right there. But I do want to say that I feel like Sassy is loyal.
Go ahead. What you want to say? What?
She's loyal. She's loyal to YouTube cameras, right? And she likes the dynamic with them, and she seems to come out here in protection mode of whatever happens with YouTube cameras, or if she's been brought into a situation. Now, Sassy will probably say, well, my name got mentioned and I'm out here protecting myself. Well, no, you're protecting you and YouTube cameras because you like her. There's nothing wrong with that. Because when they had fell out that one time, I kind of figured they would be back good or whatever. And when Sassy had made that big old huff and puff about Jada, she was like, if anybody, if Jada goes, wherever Jada goes, I'm not going to be there. Wherever, whoever lifts her up, I'm not going to be around there. I said, well, then I told Talon when he came over to my channel, I was like, well, it's going to be interesting to see if she's going to find her way over to YouTube cameras because Jada going to be right there. That's what I want to see. Is that going to happen? And she was there, so when people get to talking to these apps.
So does Jadon go over there when she's there? Are they on the channel at the same time?
Now I wonder now that part I don't know. I know I've seen Jadon in the chat and in her on the panel, but the way she said it though was like as if Jadon's around at all, then she's just not gonna be there, and wherever Jadon goes. But I think since then they might have kind of made up, or things might be better or whatever between them. And so I don't know if they actually shared a panel yet, because I haven't been watching YouTube cameras like that, just to kind of like, I peek in every now and then, every now and then, but I don't really watch her like that. But around that time, I kind of like eyed it a little bit, because there was this whole thing where, she was kind of like upset because Jada had came over to my platform and she was, saying whatever she was saying or speaking to certain things. And it was like, she was spilling away, She felt like at that time Jada was on a tour in regards to her. So, and I'm not trying to make a big thing about it, but the point is that when you get to talking in the absolutes, then you end up absolutely eating your words. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be a reason why something might go a different way. But the point is that she enjoys their morning banter. She enjoys the situation, and she's made a camaraderie with YouTube cameras. So whenever YouTube cameras is kind of like under an attack, she's going to kind of shield her a little bit. And maybe that is why, Talent has got out there, because he has an affinity for not only Sassy, but in return, YouTube cameras by proxy of the fact that Sassy cares for YouTube cameras. So maybe that's why.
But they had the same relationship with Miss Ronnie Q over here also. And when you're loyal to somebody, when you like to go where you like to go, you're going to have that sense of loyalty. So I don't consider it anything any different than if I like you, I like you. And anytime anybody does anything, I'm going to. So I don't consider it any different. Okay, Miss Ronnie Q gonna disagree with me, but go ahead. In the beginning, Miss Ronnie Q, in the beginning.
No. Remember, she was the one who allegedly made my channel, according to her. Her limp did not talk to ex-man, and she was the one who helped me. She was the one who helped defeat the Umar boys, and no one comes to my channel anymore. And it was because of her. It was because of her. Then Umar boys were eating you up, but I have already shown the results of who won every day. They won 3 days of the days that they were here. So now all of a sudden, everybody has made Ronnie Q's channel. From that motherfucking lying ass bitch Nika. She used to be up under me because she wanted her channel to pop. Why did I be up under her when I wanted my channel to pop? When my very first live had over 1,000 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Not
build you up
in the actual live chat. My very first live. Yeah, these motherfuckers are crazy. Everybody want to think that they built somebody up. And just because Sassy decided to go somewhere else after she got you through those Umar boys. No, because Sassy saw where the people were and she came. That's the same reason why she's over there at YouTube camera. She's an attention whore. And
I think everybody's
go ahead.
I think everybody's looking for a place that they feel comfortable with. And in the beginning, you and her had a nice little every now and then coming on there. I'm just saying, I'm not saying she built your channel up, but other people saw it for that. So I'm saying that I see how she just, some people just like people. Like I come over here and I never would say I built your channel up, but because that other person added that extra spice into that, we know it's a lie. You came on here and you got your own shit.
It is what
by
it
the dirt.
is.
You got it. It is what it is. So I can see why she would have the same type of situation with YTT. So I mean, I can see. I'm just saying, I can see it. And if you loyal to somebody,
but I
you're loyal
never.
to
But
them. Yeah.
but my point is, I never said anything about any of this.
No,
You
you
know,
never
it is
did.
what it is, and it was what it
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
So don't try to act like nobody built me up. I'm not gonna let nobody try to act like they built me up. Period.
Exactly.
That's it. And that's all. I
I mean,
understand
it's a
what you're
bad
saying.
habit of
Abuse,
that
abuse.
going on. There's a bad habit of that going on because there's always somebody trying to say that they built somebody's channel or somehow they can affect somebody's channel. And look, it's ebbs and flows when it comes to this situation. Like it's up and downs when it comes to the YouTube game. You could be really up high, real, for a while, and then you can go down low in the numbers, and or it goes back and forth. But if you're the one that's hitting that live button and you're the one going from panel to panel or whatever you're doing or running in the chats and stuff, like you're building you're building your channel. If you're the one that's putting into your channel, creating your graphics and all that stuff, you're the one building your channel. It's not the other person, right? People will go where the action is in the moment, right? So like sometimes there'll be something popping off on my channel, then all of a sudden there's this influx of people because they want to see what's happening. They, whatever, and then it dies down, and then something else will pop off, and it's an influx, right? And then there's some people who will be at people's channels, and the person will literally just be up there breathing and talking about nothing, but there'll be like 300 people in the chat, and I'm just like, okay, maybe they just like to hear them breathe. That's fine, but it's just like it doesn't mean that I wouldn't say, oh, I built your channel because I helped you breathe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like now,
Right.
Like giving somebody something, some water and a piece of bread, just because there's certain things, and then you're gonna throw that back at them forever, and especially if it's based on a damn lie. No, it's a fucking lie. It's a lie. Is a lie. So anyway, anybody that entertains, I'm going. This is my opinion. This is Ronnie Q's channel, but this is my opinion right now. If you entertain under new management, whether you loyal or whatever, you see what's going on with this lady. This lady is having a damn moment, and she's going to say and do whatever she can to get more attention. She keeps saying, "Y'all got to know me. Y'all got to no channel. Y'all got to know me." How are we going to know you if you don't even have a damn channel? You float around here creating goddamn havoc and madness and mayhem, and then you dividing people up, and you're making everybody fight. Bitch, I couldn't plan this shit if I wanted to. Are you working for Trump? Because this shit is fucking working. The last 24 hours, you
chaos
up in the goddamn madness, mayhem, and chaos. But yeah, let me get ready for my daggone appointment. Thank you, Miss Ronnie.
All right, views of you. Thank you.
I'm gonna get down too, Ronnie. I just wanted to say that I just think that's bullshit. T Velocity, she has her own channel like everybody else. She's doing her thing. Should nobody be dictating policy to her about how she does shit, especially when nobody's dictating policy to the other party about how they do shit, and they're pretty much doing the same fucking thing. Make it make sense.
Yeah, commentary. I mean, yeah, I get you. I get you.
All right, Ronnie, I'll see you in the street.
I appreciate you coming up. I'll see you around. Always good to have you. Bye-bye. Hey, Bird, thank you for being here. Everyone who came in, I want to say hello to Bird. Rockwell speaks facts. You may want to red ball it. I had problems with my computer buffering. So I explained the links that I have in the description box. There are some good links, and I tried to put them together. Hello, Hood. Thank you for being here. Everyone, thank you all for being here and coming by. Truth and Reason. If I did not speak, I saw you. I think you came in late. Thank you for being here. All right, so that's all that I have. So go make sure you guys check out my links that I have in the description box because there was a lot of things that I was unable to share with you guys today in my customary manner. So, and if you like any of the content creators that I shared
please go over. I shared Miss T Velocity link. That is the one live that I did see. I saw a little bit of Ness uh, uh, putting on, acting a fool, like she was, oh, Miss T Velocity. I mean, oh, she doesn't like T Velocity. Oh, and you know, what happened? And she doesn't like YouTube cameras. And oh, what did she do to you? And what happened? How did it happen? Did you need to take a breath? Did you need to calm down? Just take a couple of breaths. Ness, go sit your ass down. Are you so, girl, bye. Hey, Jill. Don't forget, Jill Comfort Zone, DC, Kool-Aid. Just read my book, myself, That Green Vegan. We do crafting and conversations. We try to make it cost effective for everyone. So what we are working on is our ideas for. We're gonna combine Mother's Day and Easter. So which means that our project you can they can have more of a Easter twist, but you would be able to put a Mother's Day twist on it if you wanted to. Kind of like our Valentine's Day thing, you could do the project and make it less Valentine-y. Like I did the lantern and I decorated with Valentine themed decorations. But if you wanted to just make a summer lantern, a spring lantern, a fall lantern, a Christmas lantern, you would just change up the decorations, not the whole technique of making the piece. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have some things. You guys come up with your ideas, and I will flow with it if I can. If I can. You was the person you was the one that I stole the idea from. So of course you can. So just let me know what you guys decide. You need to put the dates together, and then I will choose a date. Okay, how about that? Or I can put the dates together this time if you'd like. Look, no, I don't want to take it over. I just want to coast on all your work. Don't you understand how it goes, Jill? I don't want to take it over, darn it. Thank you very, Carrie. Okay, so we alternate pages. Whose craft we're doing, we alternate the pages. If we're doing Jill's chosen craft, it'll be on Jill's page. DC Kool-Aid's will be on her page. Mine will be on my page. And we invite you to craft with us. Get it set up. You only have to show your setup where we can see your hands actually creating the craft. They have the clip on. They have a little clip on thing you clip to the table. You put your phone in, and it has a long arm with an elbow that bends, and it can hang above your head, above your table. And if you don't want to be on camera, or you can be on camera, whichever you choose, come craft with us. It costs about. I've seen it on Amazon, the little arm thing that you clip onto your table. I think I've seen one as low as $14 and up to $24 or $27 for the thing that holds your phone. So yes, put the dates and times together. LOL. Did you see Between the Pages Valentine's Day Lantern and Gumball Machine? I shared it on my page. No, let me go. On which page did you share it on? The JCL or the Jill's Comfort Zone? Let me go over there and look for it right now. Between the Pages is a subby. Let me see which page she shared it on. Okay, I'm gonna go look right now and I'm gonna share it. Okay, so sometimes now Between the Pages did not come, but she participated just in her own space. Let me see if I can find the post of her lantern and gumball. That gumball machine, oh, It's fantastic. I still got it sitting up there, and all. My husband bought the Reese's cup because he's a Reese's cup fanatic, and all the candy is gone. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't get this. I did not get this link for the Black History thing, and now I see the thing that you're canceling it. I didn't. I didn't get the. I think this is between pages. Is this yours? Oh, this is Jill's. This is yours, Jill. You finished your lantern? I think Jill finished her lantern. I never saw. I just assumed that you didn't finish your lantern, Jill. Jill, did you finish your lantern? Oh, I didn't know between pages had a. I didn't know between pages had a link. Yes, I finished it. I told you I would. Now this is Jill's lantern. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Let me see if I can find between pages. Okay. Look at all that good food Jill be cooking up. Jill, it's still time enough for us to have our Black History uh, discussion. So you still want to cancel? Okay, I see. I think this. Okay, between pages. Thank you for between pages for joining us for our creating the DIY Valentine's craft. You did a wonderful job, hon. I appreciate you allowing me to share your talent with the Comfort Crew and the Cutie Pies as well. I love them. Your gumball machines and lanterns look amazing. Oh, those are cute. Oh, she made quite a few. Those are cute. The gumball machine with the flower pot, the round thing, and the pot saucer. Very good. And she did a jar on this one. So let's see, her lantern must be. Oh, she did a different lantern. That is so cute between pages. Okay, so between pages, I'm gonna have to grab that page for myself as well. I don't know why she don't come over here and support me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna have to grab between pages page as well. So there's the link to her page. So thank you guys. I'm just kidding. Between pages, I am just kidding. You could be on the replay crew. Okay. I don't want too much work trying to pull everyone together. Okay, I that was the first time that I saw that you were canceling it. I thought about it. I think last week or something. I was like, I thought we was going to do a Black History thing together. But if anyone is interested in having a conversation about Black history, we were thinking about everyone taking a specific subject that you wanted to talk about in Black history, and we were going to get it together and have history and conversations. I guess Black history and conversations about each one take a topic matter about Black history or a person that they wanted to highlight in the conversation. So if anyone is interested, just please let me know, and we can do it live and celebrate the beauty of our history together. If not, meet me here tomorrow, or check out all of my videos. The very first thing that I do when I come on is have my Black History moment, and I hope that you guys. I hope that you guys. I'm just gonna do my own thing and upload it. You should host it, or DC Kool-Aid and Lisa. I have no problem hosting it. I just hope you guys if you're interested in joining me in a conversation about Black history, about something you want to highlight, let me know. We have a couple of more days left in the month. It's the 19th. So let me know and we can get it together. I will come live on the weekend because I usually don't come live on the weekends, but I will do a special Black History thing on the weekend. So thank you guys all for being here. Please share. You have to be subscribed if you're commenting. If you're not commenting, subscribe. You're here anyway. You may as well subscribe. And if you want to donate to the channel, $ Ronnie Q. I thank all of you who helped me reach 3 of my goals. And my goals are always to teach you something that you may not have known. So I am appreciative to you. And I'm also appreciative. I'm also thankful that I was able to tell you something that you didn't know that you can carry with you. And I hope it's been helpful. So thank you guys for being here. That's all for me. I hope you have a great day. I believe it was Stomp Down. What's one of the goals? I believe Truth and Reason was one. I apologize. They don't remain up at the top, so I can't. If you help me reach one of my goals, I definitely appreciate you. And if you join the membership, you get a free keychain. I have 2 keychains that I have to send out. I'm going to send them out this week. I promise. If you subscribe to the channel, I will send you out a free keychain. I do not need your first name. I do not need your YouTube name. I just need a first initial and any address that you would like me to send the keychains to you. I make these keychains that I give out free to anyone who is a subscriber of mine. Just a free gift from me to you. I don't want your information. I don't want your real first name. A first initial and a last name will be fine. You do not have to coordinate it with your YouTube channel name. You don't have to do any of that. Just join the membership. There's a link. There's a post in my community page for members, and that's how you get to contact me and tell me what particular keychain you would prefer. As far as hairstyle, if you have a special color of the skin, a special color that you would like in the keychain, just put it in the email, first initial, last name, and an address to send it to. I don't need any identifying information about who you are on YouTube. I will know that you are a true member because you have gotten the contact information from the membership community post. So thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great, blessed day. And I'll see you guys on the YouTube streets. So I think I am going to be over at respectfully M's channel. I hope you guys have a good day. All right, bye-bye.
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q.